There we are. People can see
It's
us.
us.
People can hear us. People
Oh
can
my.
probably even smell us. Maybe they can
Maybe.
taste us. They gotta lean a little hard for that.
You
They're
know,
tasting us now. This is interesting.
It's
that's
escalating.
Really
exciting.
exciting.
It's a really impressive technology.
Soon they'll be wearing us.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh my.
We can only hope, Jake. We can only hope.
Rub the lotion in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, Fawn, thanks for that sub.
Help.
wow. Thanks, Vaughn. That's cool. So,
Much
yeah.
appreciated.
Thank you, everybody, for showing up. We're about to do our first issue of Spectaculars. It's going to be a pretty awesome time. We have a crazy setting and some pretty amazing characters all lined up. I think, going by the screen, I think, Jake, you're up first. Who have you got for us here?
Well, I will be portraying a fellow by the name of Boris Raines Jr., who is a Howleywood actor and also the son of a famous Howleywood actor, Boris Raines Sr. However, to combat the evil talent agency which has enslaved both myself and my now deceased father, I operate as an occultist named Dr. Karloff.
That's wonderful. Dan, what have you got for us tonight?
Hey, Dan with the Defenders. I'm playing a knockoff, and basically he gets to redraw his superpowers periodically. So I figure his theme is he's just kind of borrowing from other people at various points of time, but really doesn't have a lot to himself just yet. So power that's unique to himself.
All right, that sounds super cool.
Gotta try and find that.
Oh, welcome. This is kind of like almost like our pilot episode, so to speak. Everybody kind of gets to like test things out, see how it goes. We can adjust if we like as it goes along. All right, Jen, what cool stuff do you have in store for us?
Ooh. Oh my goodness. So I am I'm the spirit of a raccoon who is also a surgeon. So my my character's name is Surgeon Spector. And essentially what I do is I raise people from the dead, and preferably animals. Like I raise animals from the dead, and I have them fight for me and with me. And and I'm very frustrated because I live beneath Hollywood, and all of my patients, the people that I've risen from the dead, have gone to Hollywood to become famous and have not come back. And so doctor-patient confidentiality means I can't tell you exactly what I was treating them for, but I need to get them back. Okay? They need to come back.
Nice. All right. All right. Mr. Friendon, what you got for us?
So I'm playing kind of two characters. I am a familiar myself, which was raised by the Spector in one of their early experiments, a failed experiment, where both I and my companion were summoned in a kind of half-baked way. I'm a bit of a undead homunculus of a golem cat, and my name is Catastrophe. My real name is Meat Ow. And my companion is a spectral bat. So the Spector can both raise the dead and summon ghosts. And I have a big, giant ghost companion bat. And I myself am pretty undead and sort of an amalgamation of cat parts, which is something I expected to say tonight, maybe.
That's
what I'll be doing tonight.
Whew. Okay, that is amazing. Chuck, you
Yeah.
big beautiful bastard.
I think
What
mine's...
cool things are you into?
Yeah, I think mine's a little easier. I am playing the Mysterious Stranger, just because I couldn't come up with a better name. I am a telepathic, shape-changing immortal. I have super durability. So yeah, I'm just going to sneak around and pretend to be other people and talk to my friends psychically when they're using the bathroom. And yeah, that's it. I'm trying to be, like super spy kind of shit, but I'm just a surfer dude, so I'm probably not going to do a good job. Oh, my backstory. I am a
Okay.
I was proud of this. You guys should hear it. I'm an intergalactic diplomat from a hyper intelligent race of
Okay.
extraterrestrials who fell in love with Earth, kicked all them stupid responsibilities to the curb just so I can slum it with the locals. So, like, man, like, everything's great now, man. Like, I'm just sneaky and shit. Like, but when you're using the John, I'm going to be like, hey, man, like, I can't find the fava beans. Like, where did they go, man?
So Chuck, that's you, but what about your character?
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a little more Chuck than usual.
Oh my. I'm just really grateful that we're going to have that in our lives for a period. So any cool stuff you got in line for us with the kobolds in the near future?
Oh shit! You want to know about that stuff? What do we got? Friday.
I mean, yeah.
Friday, we've got we're going back for Joe's next game. We're doing a Hollow Throne, our 5th edition game. This coming Saturday, we'll be over on Free League Publishing for our first session of Forbidden Lands. And that's kind of Sunday. We got some Shadowrun on Notorious DMG. Next week, we're going to be kicking off a little mini Cyberpunk run. And then long-term plans, I'm going to be running the brand new Icewind Dale Rime of the Frost Maiden, but I'm turning it into a Western, and we're running it with Dark Trails. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Taking it and doing it all right.
Hell yeah.
We're doing it all right. And yeah, we have a zine that
right.
you can buy, and it's great, and you should buy it.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
I don't have it to wave at the screen anymore.
But
Is there a command in chat? Oh,
yep,
you did it.
it's right
Chuck
there.
has it.
I got it. Here it is. Shake it.
Awesome.
Shake it like a baby.
50 cents.
God. It's
Shake it
50
like
cents,
a
but it
little
won't be
Z.
50 cents for much longer because
Oh, really?
Jesus.
Because
It won't be
issue
so
number 2 will be
we
coming
just
my
out.
submitted we just submitted the file to make it to
Right.
get the print on demand, the
Yeah.
4th version of the file to make the cover in the back. So
Who's
we're
counting?
probably a
Mhm.
couple
We're still-
weeks out, but
It best.
it'll be better the second time for Zine
Nice.
2
Yeah.
because we will know how to go about
Yeah.
this and
Yeah. But eventually you'll be able to get POD.
put 8 of them. Oh my god.
'Cause-
Hey, next one's going to be
That's
$4.
right.
So
there you go.
You're right on the money.
that's it. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Okay.
All right. All right. Well, last but obviously not least, our big huggable bear, Jeff. What have you got in line for us?
Yeah, so I am playing Barry Grant, also known as the Missing Link. He is a carnival freak, a carny, a circus performer, who kind of surly and reckless, doesn't much care for people. He had a mental break some years ago. He may have powers. I think he does have powers. He thinks he has powers.
We're not
'cause
willing to tell him.
he's able to tap into these kind of weird quasi-evolutionary powers where he could just temporarily kind of shift into these different like animal type people. Like he can manifest bear claws or like hawk wings just temporarily, and that's what he does on the road as he's going from town to town performing in his circus. And he also does some other illusionary things. He's a legendary warrior, and he doesn't realize this, but that mental break, it's not, schizophrenia or anything like that. It's actually just a legendary resurrected warrior that's out of time, who has taken up residence within his body and is trying to force him to do heroic deeds, but he doesn't want to do them.
Even if he's just wearing a bear suit, we're not sure.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
that's the Missing Link.
That's amazing. Any amazingly cool things coming up for the lollygaggers?
I think on Saturday, sometime after we play Forbidden Lands with Chuck, I think we're gonna try out Cobwebs on our channel, which is this little like RPG similar to Fiasco, a little different. It's like a 3 to 5 player game, so it's more like a narrative RPG. And then Monday over on the Free League Publishing channel, we're back to our Vesson game every other week, so we'll be there. And Thursdays, so including tomorrow, myself, Jen, Brendan, we're over on the Zweihander channel playing more Zweihander. Yeah,
Because why not?
Cool.
because why not?
So why not?
I have a
It's
pretty
true.
good hander on that game at this point.
I don't know.
I got what you did.
Oh my. Oh no.
What time is
Okay.
Forbidden Lands?
God.
1 p.m.
Central.
Central.
1 Central.
Yep.
Well, Scott, there we go.
We all said about 3 different ways now.
Yes, in case it's unclear,
Yeah.
1 p.m. Central.
I just made a doodle.
Some of us are time
Dr.
zone challenged.
Karloff.
I thought you just said you
Oh,
just made a
showing.
dookie. I was like, oh, good job, Jake.
I made that earlier.
I knew you could do it.
Green Day album
Column A,
from
column B.
1994.
Yeah.
No, that was
Yes,
the second
that's-
album I ever purchased.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay.
Oh my.
First
And
album.
that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you should drink a lot of fluids.
First CD.
Mm-hmm.
What was your first
Yeah,
album,
it was-
Brendan?
It was the Crow soundtrack.
Oh, that's a great soundtrack.
Okay.
Yes,
Actually,
it was.
that might be reversed in terms of release order. I think they were 1 and 2, whichever they came out. Those were the first 2 CDs I owned.
Okay.
I think mine
I
was
respect
Queen.
that.
Jake and I listened to that Crow soundtrack many a times at his place when we were
Damn,
children.
Love that
I think it
song.
was Crazy,
It was-
Sexy, Cool,
Yeah.
and
It was
and
the
Green
shit.
Day.
Yeah.
Dookie.
I had my cousin worked on that movie as a security guard, and he had one of the spent shell casings from the set, and I always felt spooked out by it because I was like, he
Yeah.
was killed by
Yeah.
a live
that's
round.
creepy.
And so I had that in my drawer as a
Ooh.
young friend, and I was like, this could be a cursed round. This is very spooky.
Then again, that's like a 1 in a 6 million chance because of all the, the one scene where he just gets
Yeah.
shot alive.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yep.
That's awesome.
I like that you guys have cool first album purchases. Mine was Richard Marx, so on a cassette from a back corner of a Kmart. So
I thought we were talking about CDs though.
Yeah, if it's not
CDs?
CDs, then if I had a 45 of Werewolf by Night, the audio
Okay.
version
Yeah.
of the Marvel comic, and that was
Nice.
my first album ever.
I
If-
think
if it
mine
was
was Ugly
cassette-
Kid Joe.
It was
Mm.
definitely Queen.
Oh, my.
and It was a cassette someone made for me. I didn't even
I-
buy it.
Oh,
Wonderful.
I had these things that were like called pocket rockers, which I know sounds really terrible, but they were like these little cassettes, and they sold you these mini cassettes that you could flip and do like an A and B side, and it was always like one
I think I
track on
remember
each
those,
side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's how I first heard "Everybody Wants to Rule the World" was on that.
Nice.
Nice.
Tears
Very
I mean,
cool.
that song
Tears
is
for Fears.
prescient. Everybody does.
think so.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Tears for Fears. Yeah, like
Mine
That's
might have
pretty
been
awesome.
Bill and Ted's soundtrack or Green Jello.
Yeah,
oh,
Green Jello is good. Yeah.
Okay.
We were talking about Green Jello like a
Little
week
big.
ago. Yeah.
let me in.
Yeah, I introduced.
I love that video so much. I was
So
enamored
good.
with that video.
Same.
That's amazing. I think the first one I got for myself probably would have been Pearl Jam Alive.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
that's a
I'm
solid
a
first one.
90s kid. All right, so there we were about to do some super heroic nonsense in these guys. We did session 0 where like we are going to be playing in like a 1960s pseudo Hollywood place called Hollywood, where there was an earthquake in the past few years that opened up like this crazy rift, and now these evil agents like tap into a dimension where monsters live, and they summon them into the world and put them in movies, and then random crazy things happen. And you guys are kind of like, what did you guys call your monster squad?
Spectaculars? Is that what we ended up on?
I voted for that.
Kind of settled on with Spooktaculars.
Yeah, I think Spectaculars.
I dig it. And so you guys kind of either sometimes you help displaced monsters get back home, or when sometimes maybe things go astray, you help deal with those issues. and you have a friend in the police department, a Commissioner Gorson, I believe it was, who calls you on the bad phone.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this all checks out. Yeah.
It all sounds
All on the up and up.
I love you all very much.
Blood
That's
red phone.
fantastic. Okay. So yeah, as Commissioner Gorson is about to call you on the bad phone, the first thing we're going to do for tonight is establish what roles everybody's going to take on. So on top of your character type and your personal powers, each issue or episode, so to speak, you get to take on what role you're going to be doing in the team, how you kind of use your hero points and whatnot to assist each other.
I'm going to be a controller. Hopefully, I'll be able to manipulate the fighting that we do, and make things more disadvantageous for those who dare to challenge us.
That's cool. I like that.
I can go. I'm going to be the leader.
Ooh.
I want to make sure
Like a
people are
liter of cola, or like what are we
a
talking?
liter of
Yeah.
cola.
Delicious.
Yeah, I gotta make sure everyone's
stuff.
hydrated and we get the proper mix of rum in there.
orange.
Yeah.
slices.
That's actually a real story for the night, pretty much.
That's it. Yeah, so I'm the leader of
Cool.
cola for the group.
That's amazing. So yeah, that means Chuck can kind of help manipulate people's initiative. That's always handy.
I'm the booster. I'm probably that liquor that's getting put into that liter of cola
Mhm.
because I let people re-roll dice.
Okay, so you're clutch. Respect that.
And it's ironic since I'm probably the person who needs it more than anyone else.
All right.
I'm gonna play the tactician. So as we spend our hero points, which are kind of our action points throughout each round, I get to spend my hero points to refresh the recharge rate on people's abilities, which initially I imagine I'm going to be using the crap out of my own because I've got 2 really long recharge abilities. So, but I'm definitely going to help everybody else sometimes.
Maybe.
Definitely
Maybe.
sometimes.
Sometimes.
Definitely, somewhat frequently, maybe.
Yep.
Okay.
I am gonna be the tank. Despite being a tiny little cat homunculus, I am the tank, and that's because I'm gonna serve to distract foes. And what that allows me to do is when I or any other character that is up close to me takes damage, I can spend some hero points and reduce the damage by 30 for each hero point spent. So that seems pretty good.
That is pretty awesome. And what about our big huggable bear?
Me? Yeah, I'm the striker. So I'm just gonna get up in there and fuck people up. I'm just gonna hit them with paws and shit.
Okay.
Yep.
Hit them with
Respect that.
shit?
I might, because
Does
a
a
bear
bear
shit in the woods?
I can animally manifest.
Hey!
I was thinking I was
Yeah,
going to animally
the
manifest as a
howly wood.
monkey, shit in my hand, and then smack him with my hand that's covered in shit.
That would be a
Ew.
howling good time.
I'm not going to limit myself to just the Ursine family. I'm going to go and spread across all of nature. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I spread myself across nature all
boy.
the time, but all I got out of it was not being able to be near schools.
And poison ivy. You also got poison ivy.
I was wondering where you're going to go with that. All right.
Ooh.
Raccoons
okay.
are like tiny bears.
Are they trash pandas? Aren't they trash pandas?
They are
Yeah,
trash pandas,
yeah,
and pandas
sure.
are bears.
Yeah.
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 By the transitive property.
There you go.
We're
There
there.
you go.
Tiny bear.
All right. So tonight's issue will begin with you guys getting a call from your ally in the police, Commissioner Gorson.
Do we
the
have
bad
to
phone rings?
do the
Of
two
course.
things? We have to do like the two things, right? Yeah.
I mean, you said it, so yes, that's canon now. And also, since you picked it up, you
shit.
answered.
What do you want, you son of a bitch? he's
So now spicy. It's early.
There's the first voice of the night. The first voice of the night. We've cracked the egg, everybody.
I am Big Pharma. I am Big Pharma.
I am
Okay.
big farm.
He's very
Okay.
I
He's
am
very
Bigfoot.
surly.
I'm the largest
Okay.
farm.
He's not the face. You don't want him to be
Transatlantic
the
bear?
son
No,
of a bitch.
Oh my god.
I'm no transatlantic, you son of a bitch. Every single sentence is going to end with son of a bitch. So go ahead.
It's just his
God.
period.
You calling me a son of a bitch? You
I'm
listen
calling
here,
you a son of a bitch. You call me a son of a bitch. You're the
Yeah, I'm
son of a
calling you
bitch.
son of a bitch. No, you listen, you son of a bitch.
Okay, I'm listening. Go ahead, son of a bitch.
Okay, thank you, son of a bitch.
I want your badge and your claws.
Okay, so we're scene one. We're broken. We're done.
I told you, like,
It's over.
All right, everybody, that was a good stream. I'll see y'all later. I'm still tethered. Oh no.
Is your random group of murder hobos or whatever the hell you all are you ready to help out with something? I need a hand.
Well, I guess we are. Hey, leader, get on over here. And so I'm just going to slam the phone down really recklessly and hand it over to Chuck's character because you're the leader.
Yeah.
That son of a bitch Gorson wants us to do something. Tell him I'm busy.
You
I
got it,
an
man.
album collection to collect and such. And
Man,
that's
all
it.
right, man. Like, sure.
I'm gonna lean over to Knockoff and say, "This is why we don't let him hang out with us."
I heard that. I got ears. They're like pointed because they look like dog ears right now. They're
I'll
like
look him
Lazarus
dead in the eye
Shepherd.
and say, "I know you do."
I'll pick up the
Weird.
phone like, hey, man, like, what do you want?
Oh, you're one of those goddamn hippie types, aren't you?
I don't know about that, man. Like, I've done all sorts of types.
I bet you have. Well, so you being you and understanding many different types that you've done, things are all weird over at Budeo Drive, the commercial center.
Yeah, man.
There's a whole gaggle of, well, I don't know if you is or isn't a hippie, but there's a whole flock of dirty hippies just flooding the streets, and things are weird. I got a couple of my officers that have abandoned their posts and they're just wandering around with them.
Have they started a drum circle yet, man?
I don't know, but there's people being pulled out of their cars against their will and being dragged away. Like there's some strange, just a herd of hippies at Budeo Drive.
Man, that's bad news, man. Like, once they herd up, like, their locks might, like, get stuck together and it'll be like a giant, like, hippie king.
Yeah, man. Well, we don't need no hippie king in our city. So if you could just do what you weirdos do, it'd be appreciated. I already got 2 officers mixed up in it.
All right, man. You might need to drug test those officers afterwards, man. Like, drugs, man.
Point duly noted.
Can
Can
yeah, man. We'll
you
be
spit
right
on that
there,
bear
man.
fella for me?
Spit on him, man. Like, I'm not into. Well, oh, maybe, man. We'll see.
$20.
You got it, man.
Cool.
So Chuck is just playing Matthew McConaughey tonight, I think.
Yeah.
All right.
all right, man. Like,
Look out into the distance and sell me a Lincoln Navigator now.
like
There it is.
Lincoln, man. I'll hang up the phone and I'll psychically contact everyone else. Like, hey, man, like that one guy wants us to go punch some hippies in the Budeo Dry. Like, sounds fun to me.
Meow, listen here, see? I think that's a great idea. It's grand. I think we should scratch him up. Let's do it.
All right.
Are we able to communicate back with you telepathically, or do we just hear you?
I don't know.
Somewhere in the street, Catastrophe just randomly says that out loud.
I always talk to myself in this voice.
Climbs out of a dumpster, and several people are like, "Ah!"
It says I can communicate telepathically with
Banana
all
peel.
teammates.
Yeah. So you've got a free and easy way for you guys to always be in touch with each
Yeah.
other.
Oh, shit. 300 bits.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
What
I'm
is
always
that?
in
You're gonna
touch
be-
with Chuck. My
That's a
fear is I'm gonna give him
complication.
catch-
I do
Yeah,
believe The Burning
I assume
Man
she's wanting to
is
add a
over.
complication to the scene. She doesn't want to help you. She clearly wants to make the scene harder for you.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
That's why I was seeing
I think it
so
would have been
many
300 in
movies.
one go instead of 3 100s.
300 bits. You
Oh,
son of
fine.
a bitch. We got a complication here.
I don't know. We'll
That's
have
some
to
big
ask
scratch you got there. You sure you want to spend it?
Oh, she doesn't want
no
anyone
one to be able
What?
to reply to Chuck.
I want no one to be able to reply to Truck. Oh
Oh
man.
my.
Oh,
I'm
so
standing right next
you
to
want a
him.
complication?
Like, hey man, like, who's got my Nutella?
Oh my god. Okay. So when we were doing the shared world building, we decided that like our big commercial place in this town is going to be Rodeo Drive, kind of like a Rodeo Drive thing, which is just like this 2 mile strip of just like super exotic and extravagant stores, sports cars parked up and down, palm trees. It's just extravagance for extravagance's sake. It's a little pretentious, maybe. It's probably not for everybody, but it's definitely a place where you go just as much to show who you are as it is to actually go there and do anything. Do you guys have like your own like spookmobile or something like that, or do you kind of all travel individually?
It's
We
I
would
do
just all
believe
saunter
I
down the
travel
street.
on the back of a garbage truck.
I was gonna say,
Okay.
man, like I've got
It's a garbage truck for me.
VW bus out there, man. Like,
So
How many?
you just
how many
go hop on a
daisies are
bus.
printed on this bus?
like it's the
I'm sleeping
van,
in the
man.
engine compartment, see, because it's warm and I cat and I like
We
warm
believe
things.
in
Well,
we
in this
believe
model,
in
man,
the
the
public
engine's under the
transportation.
floorboards.
I think I'm gonna have like one of those little toy type vehicles that people have as kids, and I'm gonna animate that.
Oh yeah, a little tight car with little pedals.
But
my
instead of
God.
pedaling
It's gonna
itself,
animate
it
that.
just walks.
My companion's a bat and he flies me around. I'm just hovering above y'all.
Oh, that's wonderful.
How I get
Does
from
you-
point A to point B is none of your business, you son of a bitch.
You keep calling
Yeah,
me that, but
he's
I'm
just
an animal
there.
and my mother
Yeah.
is
Bear, the bear can
He
come
just
on the
says he's from
garbage
bitch
truck
to
with
thin
me.
air.
He might already be in the garbage truck.
I'll manifest
There.
I'll manifest wings and fly them.
But yeah,
I'll just teleport.
Now the bear is flying. I feel as
Ridiculous.
though I should hitch a ride.
Okay. So
catch a ride.
as we approach Budeo Drive, we're kind of getting into the dusk hours. We've kind of got that really awesome, like purplish sky where it hasn't quite transitioned to nighttime yet. You've got a little bit of like fun lights across the city street. There's like a nearby walk area. It's not quite a park. This isn't the place that would have like an actual park, but there's a spot where you kind of go to be seen. But as you're approaching, you do see, I think somebody mentioned in chat, a murder of hippies, as it was. But amidst them, there are some, and most of them are just kind of like they're doing some weird little chant amongst themselves, kind of dancing and weaving around. But it's a huge crowd of them, and they are grabbing people out of the cars, grabbing people out of the stores and stuff. And some people are resisting it, but just being dragged with them. You also see some people in the crowd that their eyes have kind of started to like roll back in their head, and they're kind of moving along with this murder of hippies as well. And
One
it
of them.
seems a little weird.
I'll shapeshift into
Yeah, this
a
is a
hippie
mass
to
murder of
blend
hippies.
in.
All right. So that's what you see as you approach. As we kind of approach the scene, you can see that for the most part, it's just a bunch of like weird dazed people kind of like moving through an area that doesn't really fit for them, but they are actively grabbing people. And you actually see one person amidst them who's wearing more like actual, like these dark gold robes, who you see him actually take what looks like what you would brand cattle with. And you see them actually like burning somebody's chest, and then that person's eyes roll back and they start moving in rhythm with the rest of the group.
Wow.
And you
The
can see
hippie
that they are
taker.
grabbing more people and pulling them with the herd, so to speak.
That's the
Now
one we gotta
see
take
here.
out, guys.
Now, see here,
Yeah.
I am a surgeon, and I do not believe this is the right thing to be doing to these hippies, even if they are deplorable.
Which one of you is real strong?
It is not I.
I'm damn strong, you know that. And I'm just gonna turn into a bear. Or like I'm gonna manifest like bear arms.
You've got the right to bear
Is
arms,
this your
man.
Oh my goodness.
Chuck?
And I assume
got
to the
there
rest of
before I
us,
I was gonna say it.
Damn it!
to the rest of us,
Did
it
he
looks
snipe
like he
you
just
too,
goes,
Jen?
"Ah, bear arms." Ah.
Well,
The only
like,
thing unbearable about me is my smell.
throw me at that
awesome.
one, like the leader one,
Can
man.
confirm.
Cool. Yeah,
I've been
let's
waiting years for you to say this to me, so I'm gonna pick him up and throw.
okay. Awesome. Let's pick up our initiative deck. We'll just assume that you get to start off in close. Well, I'll just give Barry 3 over there because why not?
Okay.
So you'll start up close with. I assume you want to be close to the one who's doing the branding.
I wanted him to throw me at the one doing the branding.
But yeah, that's what I meant. Like, so he's thrown you there. So we'll just as this scene starts, you're mid throw,
All right.
being you're on your way to him right now.
You're in the throes of it.
Ooh.
So there's a little bit of meta to the way this game works. Like there are foes that you're going to be able to fight. Like there's a crowd of hippies, and even though they're just like a bunch of hippies, there's still a lot of them. And those will kind of fall into the category of like minions, so to speak. There is one mini boss, so to speak, the one who's like got a distinguishing feature. But on top of that, there's also what's called a complication in this game. And that's where there are things to do other than just punching bad guys in the face. Right now, you have people that are basically being taken against their will. And it's kind of up to you to choose whether or not you want to try and rescue those people or just focus on the fighting. You do get rewarded with hero points if you successfully save people, but that means you're spending actions doing that versus doing the fighting, so to speak.
Okay.
So let's see our
Initiative deck should be shuffled and ready. So just remember that you left click first and then right click and then use the hand to draw cards.
All right. Let me find
With the Cubert to start.
Yeah, you always have to have the cubert on to be able to interact with the tiles.
And take cards. Okay. That's not.
Well,
too
I think
hard.
Jeremy draws it actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's-
I
Yeah, I
clicked
tried.
take cards
I
and
did not
nothing
like
happened. Yeah.
I could-
yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
No, sir.
So I just deal them all out, and they should all.
Well, this game's not like it doesn't have numbers on it. I think you just draw a card and that's who goes. Or you lay it. You can lay it out too. Like that's the other thing you can do is just drag them into your hand and just lay them out on the main screen.
Okay, cool. It's my first time. Oh, apologize. I'm trying to get it to.
And there's an even simpler way if you want to just left click on the deck, right click, and then hit the eyeball little thing, and that'll view deck, and it's already in. It's like in its shuffled random order there. So just left to right, top to
Okay,
bottom.
perfect.
You can just
That's
do it
what I'll
that way.
do.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. That's what I'm going to do. So if we do that way, right now the current turn order, since we've got some folks that have initiative manipulation abilities, for this current turn, it's going to go striker, leader, minions, tank, minor villain, booster, support, controller. So if anybody wants to manipulate that order, feel free.
Can I use both of my initiative manipulation abilities?
You can use hero points kind of whenever, and then I assume you have a power that also lets you mess with it too, right?
My shape shifting. I can at the start of the round, I remove my initiative card from the initiative deck. Do this before the turn of rounds begins. At the start of an enemy's turn, before the enemy has moved or taken action, describe your hero impersonating that enemy. I don't want to do that. I'll just do the leader thing, and I'll burn a hero point.
Okay. Who do you want to boost up?
Who is right after the minor boss?
I think it's
The
me.
booster. That's Dan.
I'll move Dan up one.
That's fantastic.
That's fantastic.
Yes,
Yeah.
I don't want him to die in the end
It's
of
the real
initiative order.
catastrophe.
Okay, cool. So we'll do that.
If we
And
throw
then,
Dan
yeah.
really far, Dan flies in the end.
Oh,
and dies.
All right.
On it.
So Barry, the missing link, Looks like you're first.
All
What are you
right.
gonna do here?
I'm so angry right now. I hate this place. I hate everything about this these hippies and these like highfalutin rich folk with their commercial shopping. They're the ones who come to my carnival and laugh at me and poke fun at me and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to look for the biggest group of hippies that I could find.
Yes.
So where's the biggest, like, I'm going to move into the biggest group of hippies. I'm just going to leap right over there.
Nice.
And
okay.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn into I'm going to manifest the powers of a gorilla. And so you'll see my face begin to shape, or you might not, because these might not actually be happening. I don't know. And so I'll start to have like a gorilla-like face, these really long arms. I'll start to hunch down, and I will just literally jump all the way in like King Kong. And I'm using animal manifestation to just AOE smash on a group of hippies.
I hope that we're seeing him rapidly change into like a few different costume pieces.
I'm going to invoke my companion, the spectral bat, to aid you with that by swooping in, which will allow you to add 2 advantage dice to your roll for 2
wonderful.
cooldowns on me. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's pretty awesome.
Spectral bat swoops in and it's just, because bats make cawing noises in my head canon.
I'm a bat.
Yeah, I'm a fucking bat. He says as he goes in. Apparently, that's my companion voice.
Between that sounds pretty awesome. Between your own description of what you're doing, on top of the assist, I'm going to do 4 advantage dice for you.
Okay.
I'm going to say that there's a crowd of innocents in there too, so I'm going to add in a challenge dice with it. But go ahead and do the percentile and let's see what you get.
You want me to add everything here, or do you want to do the challenge and the advantage?
Feel free. I'm willing. I've got dice on my side. I'm willing. I'm just going to roll the. I'm going to roll the. If you guys want to like do the dice pool,
D100. That's all I did. Rolled a 78. Needed an 80. So that's a success.
Nice. You didn't botch the first roll of the game.
Yeah. You did not botch the first roll of the game. And the nice thing is,
I was going to say how many.
Go ahead, buddy. I'm sorry.
Okay, so my striker ability is that I can spend hero points to add plus 20 to the damage dealt if I attacked a villain, or to a squad of minions. I can reduce it by an additional 2 minions. So between my 78 damage and you just tell me how many hero points I have to spend to just aid every single hippie in this group.
Wow. So for what it's worth, whenever you roll your percentile check, you're both rolling to see whether you roll under your percentile or not. But also in a case where you need to do damage, whatever you rolled on your dice, if you succeed, that's how much damage you do.
Right.
So being close without going over is extra valuable.
Exactly. So it's kind of a game where you sort of get rewarded for pushing yourself to your limit.
Right.
So Barry just went ape shit on this group. You had a challenge dice and an advantage dice, balanced each other out, but you got 2 more pips on the advantage dice. So you take out 1 minion just for a successful roll because they don't take damage like normal. Successful hit just gets rid of a minion. You get to take out 2 more for having 2 successful advantage dice.
Are there any minions still left at that point?
There's quite a bit. There are 2 groups of 6.
No, I meant like in the one that I'm attacking.
Abstracted.
Yeah, in the group that I'm attacking.
You could, if you spent a hero point, I would let you just clear this out because that was just awesome.
I'll go ahead and do it because that's my striker ability. So I'll spend a hero point and just to try to make sure that this one group that I just leaped into is
just obliterate them.
They're just done.
You leap in. There's like one lady who's being dragged by them, and you just come down and you just stomp on his midsection. You just hear a sickening crack. You pick another one up, throw him into a car, and you just, the bat swoops down, grabs another one by the shoulders, and throws him into a tree. It is utter chaos to start this, but good, friendly, family, wholesome,
family-friendly chaos.
Yeah,
From
you're
my
the
point
good
of view,
monsters.
he just wandered into a bunch of hippies and started windmilling.
It very well could be what's happening. I don't know.
If you don't want to get hit, okay?
The subtitle for today's episode is Clause in Effect.
Yes. Okay,
Oh,
that's
my.
delightful. What a great start. So yeah, now there's only one more group of minions left because not all the hippies are like proactively doing stuff. A lot of them just seem out of it. So next up is our fearless leader.
Yeah. I'm going to move over to the leader.
Nice.
Mhm.
Good job, Chuck.
Yeah.
Hot leader on leader action.
Leader on leader action. And I
Nice.
just want to like kick this brand out of his hand. That way he can't convert any more people into mindless hippies. Like, I don't mean to
Okay.
harsh your mellow, bro, and I'll kick the iron.
Okay, I dig it.
So what do I need to do?
So whichever ability you're wanting to use for your attack, you'll roll a percentile based on that.
I don't.
I like what you're doing with this. I'm gonna do a couple advantage dice for you. A little bit of chaos because there are plenty of innocents around.
Mm-hmm. I don't. This won't actually be
So,
like
yeah, which
referencing
power are
a
you using?
power. It's just a regular old kick.
Okay.
I guess. Yeah, I don't have any powers that
Okay.
would help me with that. Yeah, I'm
So
just
do you
gonna
have
kick.
just brawl with someone maybe on your role or identity card maybe?
No. So it looks
Yeah.
like this is
And
going to be
so-
a 50.
Yeah, go for it, man. And for some of your other stuff, like you might have powers that don't directly lend themselves to being damaging. But if you can think of a way to use it in connection with how you're doing your attack, you can flavor it that way. Like, for example, Jake has teleportation. So teleporting won't directly hurt somebody, but he could potentially describe himself bouncing around Nightcrawler style and say that's how he used it for his attack.
Okay.
So you're not limited just by whether the power directly hurts somebody.
Okay. Well, for now, I'm just going to kick.
Just a good old
I'm
50-50
off
kick.
by
Go
one.
for it.
I got a 51.
All
I
right.
needed a 50.
You do have an advantage die to rolls for melee attacks, apparently.
Also burn hero points to get plus 10.
That's true. Yes. So
Sure.
you can spend.
I'll spend my last hero point. I just don't want, saving people.
Yeah. So the good news is if you spend a hero point, you push your limits. So normally you would have a 50-50.
Yeah.
Now you've turned it into a 60% chance, which means
Cool.
not only does that hit land, but you just did 51 points of damage to this dude.
Nice.
And he only had 50 hit points. So describe how you knock this dude right the hell out.
Oh, I kick his hand with the red hot poker, and it just fulcrums and like flies up and hits him like dead center in the forehead, like sizzles his forehead a little bit, and he just falls backward unconscious.
Fulcrum damn near
Excellent.
killed him.
Like, man, like, sucks to be you, man.
That is awesome. Yeah, I didn't have any chaos pop up for you, so that just went amazingly in your favor. Well done.
Look at me,
So at
man.
this point,
I'm great.
yeah, that's pretty awesome. I should have added more minions. You guys are tough.
The dice are being kind at the moment.
Yeah, that works. All right. So next up, I got some minions. I'm assuming you see amidst the group of hippies, there are a couple of cops whose eyes have kind of glazed back.
Wow.
And you see the herd just kind of turn in your direction once the leader goes down. And you see like the officers' bodies just kind of like shuffle in a way that's a little unnatural. And it looks like they don't want to, but their hands reach down to their hips, and they draw their weapons and fire.
Those jerks.
But it's obvious that it doesn't look like it's something they want to do.
Glazed over cops. Don't it hurt you to see it?
Oh no.
Wow. All right, let's see how they do. Well, Okay. So they do hit, but they only do 14 points of damage. It's clear that something within them is trying to hold back. They clearly don't want to shoot you, so they don't quite hit center mass. You maybe just get a bullet in your shoulder or something.
As the tank of this
You're
party, I'm going to
you're a
spend a
super
hero
tough dude,
point to
so
reduce
you
that.
shrug it off for the most part, but it's still
I'll just kick in my super toughness. Whenever I would take damage, reduce it by 20.
Ooh.
perfect. Okay,
So
that's
yeah,
awesome.
they shoot
and
the
the other
bullet
group
just
of
bounces
minions has
off.
already been
They just glazed you with that
fantastic.
shot.
Yeah.
There it is.
The other group of minions is
Oh, I got
they've either been
Way to sprinkle
aped
that in
away
there, Dan.
or windmill, depending upon what perspective you prefer. And so next up is our tank.
My spectral bat was assisting
It's a
Barry.
catastrophe you feel like doing
Yeah.
here.
I am going to run up to this new group of cops and attempt to disarm them by jumping at them with my cat claws. Like at least one cop. I'm going to go for a gun, essentially, is what I'm doing as the support character.
Okay, cool.
All right, I'll roll D percentile. 90. And so for something narrative like that, what would I be looking at to check that against? Where it's less like a melee attack and more like, flavor.
So you could flavor kind of how it depends a little bit on what you're wanting to use.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, I think you made your bat sidekick like your primary, like your 80%
Right.
ability.
Right.
So you could be describing like, hey, I want to have my bat down there harassing, trying to disable them, and at that point you would still miss, but you would have only missed by 10.
Okay, I think that makes sense. My bats,
But
cracks them as I jump up. That
could
makes
spice that up to make it is it a match, a hit still?
It is.
If you spend a super.
Yeah, I'll spend a point to make that happen then. That makes sense to me.
Okay. So you do and you do. Your bat does get in there. I roll a chaos dice anytime you push your limits, but fortunately nothing came up for you on that one. So the bat goes in, and basically by disarming the cop, you are reducing the minion pool by 1, so to speak. And you're also kind of limiting their ability to do ranged attacks when you do that.
I came from a large litter, but my mother always said I was the most disarming.
So fast on those.
That's great.
Just lying around over there.
Oh my god.
Meow, listen here, Dan.
Oh no. Oh no.
So as the fight is carrying on, you do notice on the minions' turn, you guys have kind of been mostly focused on fighting these guys. You do see that a few of the victims have kind of been dragged out of line of sight. The fight's coming close to an end, but there's a chance that maybe some innocents will have been taken away. With that in mind, it is now your turn, Daniel.
Would I be able to use Watch for Trouble to see if I can find where they're being drug off to?
Sure, you can.
I'm not sure what it's the best thing on that, so we'll give it a go. It's a pass under 90 for me, so.
Okay. So what I'll do is, since that is a successful skill check, I'm going to mark off one of the ranks of the complication here. Even though you're not like directly in there like saving them, you're between you noticing them and you've got the telepathic link, you're able to kind of keep everybody on board about where they're being moved to. Okay. So that they're less likely to just kind of get disappeared.
That sounds good to me.
Probably a good thing.
Keep an eye on them at least.
Because you're focusing on trying to save innocents and you successfully marked a pip on the complication track, you get a hero point.
Oh, yay. Can I just plop that anywhere on my sheet, pretty much?
On the second page, there's a spot for it.
All right. Do we start with full hero points?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
You always start with full hero points. Yeah.
Nice.
They reset in between scenes too.
Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
I
So
want to make sure
if you
and
spent
spend
them all
before too
here,
long.
you would come back to full next time.
Okay.
All right. Next up, we have our support.
Perhaps I need to start spending a little bit.
Wait. Support or tactician?
Support is Dan, right?
I was
Oh,
Bruce.
Oh, you're okay.
We may not have a support.
Oh, I think there's a support card here, but it should be tactician.
Okay.
Sorry, that's my fault. Then I put the
No,
support
no,
into
that's
tactician.
I missed
How
it. Like I was
dare
just
you,
reading off the
Jeff?
card and I didn't.
Jeffrey
This-
Veronica.
How dare you, you son of a bitch!
Yeah.
I knew you'd come for me one
son
day.
of a bitch.
Okay, so
That's true. And Lich is right. Never follow a hippie to a second location.
we're heading there, right? Dan's got eyes on them, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So there are still some hostages that they've got a few of them. At this point, not a big group. They probably have like 4 to 6 people that they might get away with. But you've stopped the majority of it, but there's still a chance that they might get a few more people out of here.
So I'm going to do something really stupid. And I acknowledge that it's really stupid, but I'm doing it anyway.
Great way to start.
I'm going to start by spending at the beginning of my turn. I would like to spend 2 of my hero points to remove 2 of my time tokens from necromancy.
Ooh.
And so
I don't
at the
think
beginning,
you've used it yet, so you don't have any time tokens on it.
I think I think it starts with 3. I don't know if I get it immediately. I thought there was like a cooldown. Am I
That's
wrong?
after you use it.
It's after you
Ah.
use it.
After you
They get
use
put
it.
on there, yeah.
Yes. So you can go ahead and use it up
I
front.
cast
and-
necromancy.
Wonderful. How? Just please
Ways
tell
to
me
dead.
what our little ghostly
on.
raccoon is doing.
I have a roll table in my tiny notebook for what creature I'm going to attempt to summon. So I need to first
Okay,
roll a
great.
d10. So I'm going to roll a d10, and that is a 3. So I'm attempting to summon an undead skunk.
Nice.
All right.
So I'm raising a skunk from the dead.
Skunk?
Yes.
Okay.
Raising a skunk from the dead. And so I roll my D100, right?
Right.
Uh-huh.
Skunk.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, I roll under. So I turn to like a patch of grass near a garbage can,
Uh-huh.
and I say like, "Rise, it is now time to save the humans." And this little skunk like claws its way like out of the ground
Out of the
by the
gutter,
trash.
probably, or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
and I look at it and I'm like, let's go. And so we head to where I want to make my move action, heading around the corner where the hippies are.
Okay. Are you focusing more on like taking down the hippies, or maybe using the skunk to help
Slow 'em down.
get people away from them?
Yeah. Yes, the skunk is going to help get people away.
I would like to
Okay.
add we could also follow the trail of the skunk smell towards these hippies if it's tracking them.
You can.
I'm a cat. I can smell that. See? There's a skunk up there.
God, it's gonna smell even worse.
I
too,
believe
'cause
that-
it's not just a skunk; it's a dead skunk.
Ooh.
All life
And
is,
hippie smell.
Doubling
all
down.
life is
Oh my
precious. All life is precious and worth saving. So we have now saved one skunk.
So
Always gotta
that
look on the
made
bright
me
side of life.
that made me laugh, and I'm incredibly happy about all of that. I rolled some advantage dice for you because of how fun that was. So not only did you get a success on your dice, but you actually got 2 advantage dice pop up in your favor, which helps you do not only a success for your roll, but another success for getting 2 advantage dice. So describe to me how this undead skunk successfully, completely saves all the remaining potential hostages.
The skunk just goes and turns and full blasts into the hippies. And the thing is, they all smell like patchouli oil, but now they smell like skunk and patchouli oil, which no one knows. When those two come together, it's actually like a toxic quality. And so their skin starts melting off of them.
It's sarin gas is what it is.
Oh my God. So yeah, there's just a whole heaping horde of melting hippies. Just at okay.
A heaping horde of horribly hurt hippies is what I saw.
The only thing worse than the sight is the smell.
Yes.
Oh my God. This is great. So Dr. Karloff, how are you going to help us wrap this up?
There's still a couple
Oh my
hippies left around him, I think, right?
No,
Yep.
that's it. Or no, yeah, I guess they're just like a bunch of just meandering hippies.
There's still a bunch of them, but it's clear that you kind of have like groups that are more actively engaged. Like some of them are just out of it and just kind of going with the flow. But there's clearly some amidst the horde that are more proactive, so to speak. Most of them kind of have like either some sort of like golden like tatter on their vest or something, or some sort of distinguishing mark on them.
I'm gonna try to I'm gonna remove my Dr. Karloff disguise and get up on top of a car.
Okay.
Then I'm going to try to use my celebrity status to attempt a goad someone skill. And then I'm going to say, hey, dudes and dudettes, let's all start a drum circle. Everybody down.
So
Everybody
dangerous.
down. And just start boom, boom, bop, boom, boom, bop. Damn. I needed a 65.
Oh. Boy, if only I took the other one where I could give you the points.
Okay. So you know what? I will say that some of them do, just not the ones that you wanted to. But I will give you that that's too fun to not have at least a few of them. Like they hop up on a couple of cars and just like, hey, that's my car, you son of a bitch, get off there. Boom, boom. Yeah, so you get a few of them that do it, just not the ones that you wanted to stop initially.
Well, it'll help
But
clear
yeah.
out some space then.
Yeah, you cleared out some space. It's not like it's, it's nice to know that you just, hey, man, I know that guy. Yeah, I know him too. Cool, man. Let's do some drums, man. This is great. I love that guy. He's cool. So, yeah, you've got a little drum circle going on around you.
Excellent. Hopefully now the more devious hippies can be focused on.
Yes, now we will focus upon the devious hippies.
The danger hippies.
Danger hippies.
Yes. All right, that's the end of round one. I will shuffle it, pull it back up, and who's coming up first? So this time around, come on now, shuffle it up. All right. And so, yeah, here we go. All right. Once again, our leader, our striker has come up first.
Okay. Are there still aggressive hippies in places that are holding innocents hostage?
There are. At this point, all of the innocents that they had, all the hostages have been lost. You've still got a handful of them that they probably look like they're seeing how this is going, and it looks like they're trying to get out of here. You could potentially just let them skedaddle, or you could try and take them out.
Oh, not going to do that. Are there those fancy what are those things called? Automobiles somewhere around here on the street?
Oh yeah, some like there's a Stingray Corvette.
Okay. I am
like
going
10
to
feet away from you.
Oh, perfect. That's perfect. I am going to animally manifest an elephant trunk, wrap my elephant trunk around that Corvette, and throw it at some bad hippies. Is that okay?
That is wonderful. Yes.
If there's innocence, if there's more innocence around one particular bad hippie than another, that's the one I want to target with this because I'm reckless. Okay.
Delightful. Okay.
So big
Okay,
old
so I'll
trunk
give you
comes
2
out.
for that being awesome.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So some of you will see a trunk begin to form out of my face and wrap around this Corvette and then throw it. Others will just see him as a human being biting the Corvette with his teeth and somehow managing to pick it up and throw it with just his bare human mouth.
It's that hero power.
It's one of those two things.
Bare human mouth, and I think you might need to describe how bare is spelled in that instance.
That's a fair point. B-A-R-E.
I knew. I just, clarifying for the audience.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for looking out.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to roll. That's a 40.
Okay. That's success. You got 2 pips, so that takes out 2 more. You've almost got them all out just from that. Just from landing this car on top of them. You squish at least 3 just from the initial impact. Just splattered. The car is toast. But
Can we say if I spend some hero points that the car continues to roll and catches some of the others so I can use my striker ability?
Of course.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Yeah. And again, if it just so happens to hit any of these rich elitist screwbags that are shopping on this boulevard, I'm okay with that.
That would be just unfortunate, but neat.
I even rolled extra chaos dice for you. I don't know why it's not coming up.
If you want to break a hippie, wait. If you want to make a hippie, you got to break a few. Never mind. I can't find it. Friending can probably make something more intelligent.
So yeah, you throw the car and you're trying to think of like the fun catchphrase, and even though you're sitting there scratching
Son of a
your chin,
bitch.
trying to think of it.
Learn
In the
to
meanwhile,
drive,
as you're
you
trying to
son
think
of
of
a
the fun
bitch.
catchphrase, the car is just going.
You hear the cat in the background yell, "If you want to hack a hippie, you need to kick a few sacks."
Dude,
Oh,
that right there.
oh my god! I just saw Fawn's comment. Sorry.
Sure. Yeah. Trunk came out of my ass.
This is another Goblin Quest.
Why not?
Oh my god!
Why not? Both of my
Okay.
nipples extend and carry Chuck to the moon.
So
True
yeah,
With all that junk,
you
all that
guys
How you're
fucking
controlling
have
an
just
Eldritch Lord.
handily taken care of this group. Oh my.
Did he do it handily or anally?
Both?
I plead the 5th. But yeah, no, these dirty hippies were clearly no match for you. But there's a gaggle of melted hippies. There's another batch of squished hippies. It's just it's good times. You've got another one that just has his own face has been burned.
He's got a branding
And so-
iron stuck in his forehead.
Perhaps it's still sizzling.
And this is where we kind of get into the way this system sort of does interlude scenes between,
oh no.
a lot of them will start with an initial combat and then you kind of have an interlude or investigation thing. You always get one free interlude at the scene of whatever just happened. And then from there, you can kind of do what is sort of story beats, where if you want to go and investigate things, you can do as many story beats as you want, but just be aware that there are bad guys out there that are also using that advancing time to do their own thing. So kind of, you're at the scene, you've got weird stuff going on. You see some people are kind of shaking their heads as if they're sort of coming out of something. And this is kind of where you guys get a chance to describe, each of you would get the equivalent of one dice action of what you might like to do to investigate or help out at the scene.
I'd like to check out one of those branding irons.
Okay. You can certainly do that. And honestly, what is it you're wanting to check out with it in particular?
I want to see the little symbol on it and maybe if it has some sort of arcane relevance.
Okay. Now, I would say normally you would need to roll for this, but as an occultist, once per session, you can get an automatic success to know something of an occult nature. You can use it now, or you could.
I will use it now.
All right. So you kind of take a look at it, and it's got kind of a central circle part that looks sort of like a sun almost. And then you see what look almost like two question marks or maybe shepherd's crooks at a couple of different angles. And then at the third angle, it's like, a question mark here, and then another one down below, kind of going around the circle. But we can pretty much skip right past the investigation of who's it, what's it, because this is some weird culty nonsense, and you are an occultist. That is an eldritch sign of sorts. It's a symbol for the unnameable. You know the name, but you also know not to say it.
Got it.
Some would call him the King in Yellow. But you would know him as Haster.
Oh boy.
Hey man, like
Yeah, I'm not saying that once, let alone 3 times.
I went to their quinceañera, man.
Yes, Haster. I'm a bastard, Lich. That's what I do.
Consequences will never be the same.
So he's like
You done
he's
goofed.
like a film executive, basically. Is that what
Yeah.
this is?
So yeah, you can see kind of what's going on, and you know a little bit. I assume you probably have some above board knowledge about Haster, but you know kind of a little bit about what that's about at least.
Yeah. I will approach the mysterious stranger and I'll say, looks like these people are worshippers of the King in Yellow, an eldritch deity of some sort. I assume they were leading them all to some sort of sacrifice.
That's
More like a
fucked up,
hacky
man.
sacrifice.
Yeah, man. Well, good thing we stopped them, man. Like, their leader's still alive, so like we can ask him some
Talk to him.
questions.
That's true. If anybody wants to try and do some sort of interrogation on them, that is totally something you can do here on
Sure.
the scene.
I'll use my psychic powers to see if I can rip the information out of his head.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Oh, it's telepathy. Would telepathy still let me do that?
Yeah, man. In general, in this game, if you can describe it in a cool way, go for it, man.
Yeah, I'll just use my psychic powers to forcefully listen in.
Okay, good deal.
This is an 80 for me. Why I got a 38?
Okay.
Nice.
Right, I'm gonna have to roll something to go along with that. Okay, so the good news is you get a very solid connection to this man's mind and kind of try to see what he's been seeing. The bad news is you see what he's been seeing and you get 2 chaos pips pop up.
Oh,
Is this perhaps something I could use my booster dice to fix?
Yes, it is.
Then I'll spend a point on that.
Okay, which fortunately prevents me from getting the 2 pips I need to do something terrible to you. Fine.
thanks.
Yay!
But I could have done something really fun, Dan. Why do you ruin my fun?
I wanted to spend a hero point too.
Okay, fine.
Let's just
We don't have...
There you go. Complication.
Oh no!
Ooh.
300
Oh.
bits.
Oh my God. Thank you, Lich. So I'm going to
Can't
draw
stand and
3
try.
and just see what feels most appropriate here. And if I don't see something here that just looks great, I'm just going to go ahead and do what I was going to do. Oh, you know what? Actually, what I'll do...
Oh, shit. Making it rain over there, Friendon.
Whoa. Okay, so what I'm
Damn.
going to do for the complication is you're able to block the psychic backlash from yourself, but for a brief moment, it kind of, you almost get used as a hub, so to speak. So you transmit the image that you're seeing in this person's head. Like you're seeing he envisions himself being, torn apart and reconnected at a molecular level over and over again, and kind of being scattered across the cosmos and coming back once again, some writhing, unknowable form in the depths of space. And you see all of that. And thanks to Knockoff kind of helping you guard your own mind, you're a trained individual at these things. But the chaos in your mind does transmit to the people around you. And all of a sudden, you've got just a whole city block full of people that have turned into blathering, gibbering idiots. Like they've gone not full on catatonic, but they are completely useless. You've just had a good, you know what? I'm just going to roll it. Let's roll percentile.
In my opinion, that's what the people of Budeo Drive always sound like.
Hey, Dustin.
So there's a good 30 or so people that just went insane thanks to Lich. You're a good person.
Hey,
Lich.
man,
Thank you.
like, it is what it is, man. Like,
Nothing wrong with being insane.
right, man? Like,
I
they
can-
could have been
I can
hippies,
cure-
man.
I can cure their insanity. I just need an ice pick and a hammer.
Oh boy. But you did still get a success. That's just the kind of the complication that comes off as a side. But you can see, like, it takes a lot of effort to kind of push past that, because that seems to have consumed the majority of his mind. But like the last memory he has before all of that nonsense is like him hopping into a car with a bunch of his friends, and they were about to go out for a night on the town. And, one guy
Listening to the Beast
arguing, it's
Boys.
like, yes. Like a couple of them he and a couple of his friends were arguing about what movie they should go see. And that's the last thing he remembers before this other nonsense.
So, listen, like, they went and saw a movie and, like, it turned them in, like, crazy, insane hippies of, like, the Yellow King. Like, must have
That's
been a
definitely
pretty
a
scary
possibility.
flick, man.
Well, then maybe we should check the theater, see if there's anything available regarding a King in Yellow.
Yeah, man. Let's go to the movies. Like, I love popcorn, man.
Me too.
A chance to have fresh popcorn and not just popcorn from a trash can. Count me in.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
My bat just says, "Sonar so good to me."
That hurts, man.
A dumb question. Would this be my opportunity to also draw cards, or would I do that in lieu of some other action?
I
For
would let
my,
you do that
sorcery
at this scene, because you do have to spend an interlude, but you could give up doing a dice action at this scene to say that you hear what they're describing, and you kind of start trying to prepare yourself. Like, okay, what spells could I prepare to kind of deal with this coming threat?
Okay.
So yeah, go for it.
Do I just flip over and draw 5, or do you need to draw them for me?
Which one are you
You can
drawing
go ahead and
from?
just draw 5.
Hang on, let me give him the backup one, because there's a bunch of stuff that's already out.
Oh, gotcha.
So let me give. This is like powers, right?
From the deck of powers.
Okay. I'll put a different one out. Okay. So like underneath, you see that one that doesn't have a card back? I just put it on the main screen. Draw from there.
Let me see. Oh, okay. Yep, I got you. Okay. I told it to draw 5, and I'm waiting.
I have 9 lives and 6 of them are spent waiting for these cards.
All right. So as our resident sorcerer is kind of like trying to prepare spells and potentially see if he can better arm himself for,
There they go. They
maybe
popped in.
dealing with elder gods. Is there anybody else who wants to do something here at the initial scene?
I'd like for my bat to take an aerial survey and relay back if they see anything that cannot be seen at eye level. Like, do they get a perspective that
Okay.
we can't have?
Sure.
Yeah. All right. That is 8 over my 80%, so that is a fail.
Okay. I mean, there's just a lot going on. It's you do have an aerial view, but like now that things have finally kind of cleared up a little bit, some more authorities are showing up.
Maybe it
It's
flew
hard.
through some skunk fumes and just went, ugh.
Oh,
Yeah,
Couldn't
you've
handle
got
it.
just honestly, the bat might kind of. I don't know if do bats love smelly stuff? They might. Like the bat maybe actually like goes down and gnaws on some stuff after a little bit.
Find
You
some
know.
delicious bugs eating melted hippies.
I can't wait to smell what the post-skunk eating of dead flesh guano smells like out of the bat. Just the
Yeah.
skunk-riddled flesh as processed through spectral bat intestines. Fantastic.
It's a smart enough bat to know to kind of, eat one of the bodies away from line of sight from regular people. So it just kind of your bat just immerses itself in the mist of the undead skunk spray, devours the better part of one of these filthy hippies, and then it comes back just happy as it can be. It didn't notice anybody, but it's super happy, and it just gives you the biggest, sloppiest kiss because your bat loves you.
I don't guano about that one, buddy.
Like that's how you get rabies, man.
now I gotta think hard about this. I got some interesting skills come up.
Well, I don't know, Chuck. He took a shot at it.
Mysterious stranger, we already have rabies. I'm surprised you didn't know that.
I had
about,
rabies once, man. Like it was a
I
weird
always recommend
time.
I always recommend everybody gets rabies once before they die.
All right.
All right, man.
Okay.
Most
Points.
people who get it usually do.
Oh, that's wonderful. What about our surgeon? What does Spector surgeon want to do at the scene?
Oh, I have a question. Does my
Yes.
does my skunk stay around? Like I didn't see anything about like when the things I've summoned go away. Thank you, Lich.
Oh, Lord. It's going to have like a horrid army following you in the throats.
They
I was gonna say,
typically
do I keep them?
usually the stuff that you use kind of lead like it's there for the scene for most of the powers that have some sort of summoning thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say that since we're still within that same scene,
Okay.
it's still here for a little bit longer. So if you want to in some way use that, please do, because Undead Skunk just delights me.
Would you say
Well-
that the skunk lingers in the scene?
Yes.
It does.
Yes, I would.
Wah, wah.
So,
That was
so,
good.
I wish I had a trombone. Just
so I'm sort of like where are the people who went crazy?
At this point, a lot of you have a lot of people that look as if they've just woken up from a horrible nightmare.
Okay.
Like there are a lot of people just like looking around, like super confused. Like some of them are even like looking at you see like one who's like, "What am I wearing? What is this? Oh my god! Oh, this is disgusting! Oh my god, this is disgusting!" Whereas some of the other ones are just like, "Oh no, man, just go with the flow. Everything's cool. What's wrong with you, lady?"
And none of us got injured, right? None of
No.
us are injured.
No,
We got
you
shot.
guys.
You
I
got,
got
shot?
shot.
yeah, we got shot by cops.
Well, who's
Chuck
hurt?
negated the damage though.
I
Oh.
didn't get hurt, man. Like, listen, like, you've been along as live
Dr.
as
Karloff.
I have. That's the wrong way on those words, man. Like,
Does anybody have portals?
Dr. Karloff, are you
Mhm.
injured?
Slightly.
I would like to try and treat the injury of Dr. Karloff with my tiny raccoon hands. I ride over on my skunk.
Oh, you're riding the skunk. Okay,
Right, the skunk.
there's a ghost
Riders
raccoon.
on the skunk.
things can only go well. They can only go well.
I needed to get a 90 to treat an injury, so I got a 62, so I pass.
Yeah, you're totally fine. And for what it's worth, normally, unless something specifically happens between interludes, normally you start a scene at full health, unless there's a
Okay.
reason you wouldn't otherwise.
This is what I would do. I would
yeah.
be going around trying to heal people, and then I would say, Dr. Karloff, here, and I put like a used Band-Aid on you.
Mm-hmm.
And then I say, and for being such a good patient, and I pull like a half-eaten lollipop out of the trash and hand it to you.
Oh, that's
I'll
wonderful.
reach out and I'll just.
I do.
Wait up, hand
I'll
them to
give
the
Sergeant
audience.
That's all
Spector
I
a pat
do.
on the head and say, "Good job."
Thank you. I've trained years for my degree.
I think I'm turning into knockoff Doctor Strange for the rest of this.
Oh yeah, what did you
Beautiful.
get, Dan?
I think I'm going to keep animate objects and then maybe add illusions and portals.
Okay, those are
And
all good
Swag.
things.
Become knockoff Doctor Strange.
Okay, what would you call? Is that Dr. Mordred? Is that knockoff Doctor Strange?
It
Oh,
might be Doctor Weird or
Yeah,
It's the
I was
guy
trying to
from-
remember. There's some movie a long time ago.
oh, like an actual knockoff
Yeah.
Doctor Strange.
Not the reanimator
nonsense.
dude.
Dr. Bizarro.
Mr. Odd.
Yeah,
What's-
Bachelor Odd.
Bachelor Odd.
Bachelor Odd.
There it is.
Wow. So that's wonderful. And do you use your newfound illusion powers to change how your costume looks now that you're Bachelor Odd?
Yeah, I think so.
That's fantastic.
Instead of a flowing cape, he's got a towel with a clothespin.
Yeah, I think I'm going to keep animate objects because that sounds fun. But
Cool. All right. So what we'll
I
do,
can
like
make my towel billow in the wind.
yes, you should. A billowing cloak is incredibly important. Oh man. All right. So now this is kind of where we sort of start doing. You can either try to research stuff or investigate stuff, and then this is where I kind of start tracking, like however many scenes you guys are spending doing stuff. Bad guys will be doing stuff in the meanwhile. Who feels like volunteering what they might be doing as an interlude or like a follow-up scene?
I'll be teleporting to the top of buildings, looking
Okay.
for movie theaters, and then checking out screen times.
Okay.
In this setting, are they scream times?
Absolutely.
Yes, I'm sure they have
Clearly,
screen
yeah.
times. Of course. Yes.
I feel like
Why
this
wouldn't they? It's
town was
Hollywood,
planned
baby.
by the Addams family or some shit.
Might even be easier to see because it'll be on the marquee and everything. Just like hop and look at the marquees.
Yeah. So I'll look for things like He Who Must Not Be Named, The King in Yellow, things of that sort.
Okay.
And something to do with farmers or shepherds.
Okay. That's good. Yeah, so use usually a lot of times we're going to try and see if we have any like skills that we wrangle in for doing stuff of that nature. Do you have any particular skills you think would I'll take into account you've got the teleportation to help you kind of bounce around more quickly.
And I can always open up a portal too, and then we can all go through it.
Not particularly.
You've always got a 50% chance just for anything that you could reasonably do.
Perform for an audience size. Well, basically, I'm just trying to look at marquees at movie theaters.
Okay. Well, some of it is also just like seeing if you find something that is of import.
Perhaps there's a newspaper or something that might have
Oh,
things
yeah.
in it.
That's a good idea. Definitely save some time.
Yeah. But yeah, so long as like whatever skill check you want to make, go for it. At the very least, you always have a 50-50 shot.
Yeah, this is just being anything else.
Cool.
So here we go.
Your odds
Roll
aren't
100.
bad.
8. Yeah, there we go.
You do. So you're kind of looking around. You're not really finding anything that looks like it would be obvious here in the local theaters, but you do happen to take knockoff suggestion to maybe check the papers as well, and you start looking for something that would have a different sort of theme. And you do actually find there were a couple of drive-in theaters more on the fringes of the city that did have a showing of The Shepherd.
There we go. The
Perhaps
king in
that's
yellow
you-
is a deity for shepherds, or so it is claimed.
Perhaps
But
we
true.
can
That's
portal on yonder.
The little I know about the King in Yellow says he isn't a very mellow fellow at all.
Ouch.
Yeah, that even helps you track out the last showing that you can see that's at least officially posted would have been a couple nights ago, and you can see the 2 locations that we're showing it.
2 locations.
Yep.
Ooh,
Ooh.
that's spooky.
Perhaps we'll have to either check them both out, or I'm not sure.
Yeah.
All
Well-
right, so that's
At least we should probably stick together.
I'd like to send off my bat to maybe scout one of the far-off locations that we're not going to head to as a group briefly. It seems like it should be able to fly quickly to one of them.
yeah. You could use your bat as an interlude, so to speak. Is there's what in particular do you want them to be doing, or like what sort of? I'll let you use your skills as long as you can justify it through the bat. If there's something you can think of.
Yeah, I'd like the bat to use its echolocation to see if there are any like strange sounds coming from the far-off movie theater, the far-off drive-in.
Okay, so basically some sort of observation skill or something of that nature.
Yeah.
Okay.
He fails by 12. So
You're.
you're
I love
pretty
this bat
bad.
so much.
You're pretty bad at this, buddy. I say to him.
I love this bat so much.
He is a very big bat. He's a very tough bat. He's also just easily distracted. Like maybe there's like a roaming deer or something. I don't know. Like over near the drive-in theater, and like your bat just swoops down and comes back with a half-eaten deer.
There's another flock
Sounds
of
right.
bats flying nearby because Karen had to like roll over in her sleep and some bats flew away.
Checks
The
out.
giant 50-foot woman.
No,
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
way
Just
taller than
accidentally
50
rolling
foot.
over a bat cave, and then they're like, "Oh God, get out of here!"
She is taller.
Nice.
She's like
She's quite
500
tall.
feet. That might not even
Yeah,
be tall enough.
It's forced perspective. She looks like she's 50 foot in the movies, but she's just way back there.
It's
Nice.
reverse force perspective.
It's unforced perspective. It's like an unforced error.
Yeah,
That's wonderful.
they
Okay,
have
so
to make fake
unfortunately,
hands for her to pick people up.
that's great.
I like the idea that they make smaller hands than her hands instead of larger.
No one's gonna believe how huge she is. Scale
Yeah.
it down.
That's wonderful. All right. Anybody else have a particular thing they wanted to try and?
Maybe I could. I'd like to tap and see if I can see into the spirit realm. See if I can notice any magical items or creatures around where we are right now, other than us. 'Cause we're
Okay, so-
magical.
This could be like, are you doing this at one of the drive-in locations? Are you doing it at the?
Are we at one of the drive-in locations?
You could be. That's up to you. Like, so in the interlude scenes, it's a little more free form. Like, this is where like you guys can almost tell me what's the stuff that's happening between the panels. Like,
I'm
we'll
gonna-
have our set
Perhaps
pieces.
I picked up some new skills I can portal us to one
Wait.
other theater.
I'm gonna
Let's-
put on my tiny doctor's coat and I'm gonna
Mhm.
zap over to the one that we are not going to, or that we'll go to one of them.
Like, you sent the bat to one, and then you guys kind of went off to a different one.
Yeah, or I
something-
can. I mean, I can go, and then I'd like to do my spirit, like seeing if there's any magical items or things nearby.
Sure. Yeah. Go for it.
Let's see. Oh no, I really fail. I get a 70. I fail by 24.
So it's one of those things where it's like, yes, there is, but at the same time, it feels like maybe something happened here recently that it's almost too much.
Mm-hmm.
And like, we are dealing with like a weird elder thing that just kind of permeates madness. So
Okay.
maybe in a weird way, your failure is actually your own knowledge of this, kind of stopping yourself from letting yourself get affected. You're like, nope.
Okay.
But yeah, you can tell that something happened here that just suffused the drive-in location
Ah.
with some sort of energy. But
There's
you can't
madness
quite
afoot.
make out what. Yeah.
So I would like to go as a circus. I assume as an entertainer.
Uh-huh.
I might have some sort of knowledge of like maybe underground theaters or other groups that are a little bit off the beaten path, like the weird, the things that aren't necessarily like the big budget features.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I want to
They show the
go.
trauma movies.
Yeah.
Melvin.
And I want to go and sort of, I just, want to ingratiate myself in there, maybe take an acting class, or I don't know, whatever it might be, and try to see if I can get any rumors about some kind of like little movie, like an urban legend movie going around or something like that. Is there
Okay.
something going on? I've got perform for an audience, size someone up, or just anything else. So I don't know, because everything else is more physical, like rough, like carrying things and such. So I don't think that's really going to work. So
I like the idea. If you can think of a way to justify one of it or describe how you'd use one of those, I say go for it.
So can I use perform for an audience as like I'm trying, because I am a gruff, I hate all these people type of guy, and I'm trying to perform in such a way that makes me look like I'm one of them. Like I'm trying to be fake and phony and ingratiate myself towards these like artists.
Okay.
One of them.
Yeah, so I can act like I'm a beatnik or something.
Ooh.
Okay. Go for it.
Yeah, all good.
All right. Wonderful. If you could choose like a contact or a face of somebody that you want to kind of make good with, who would you want it to be?
I want it to be like a really old but like unsung, but in the like anyone who knows horror movies would know this director that just never quite made it, and it's sort of like maybe teaching like acting classes or something at a community college or whatever somewhere.
That didn't quite cut it, but is well known.
Like kind of like Henry Winkler from Barry, like kind of that role.
Oh, yes. Wonderful. Okay.
So Barry is Barry. Okay.
Barry's an elephant right now, so and now he's a hippopotamus, and now he's a quail.
None of those things can get rabies, so my
He
character
is
isn't
an
interested.
actor. He is acting.
All right. I'm not going to call him Chet. I'm trying to think of what I should call this dude. His name's Greg.
Greg? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. That is really something that you've got there, young man. Yeah, no, I've been trying to put something together myself for a while. I have all the footage put together, but the guy I would normally go to splice, it's just been too busy. He had some independent contractor buy him up. I'm a little upset by it because I had something set with him, but I guess money talks and something more important came up. But I mean, I had this epic. It was going to be they were going to be like Nazis on the moon riding dinosaurs, but it was going to be an allegory for like the world's pain.
Sure.
And it was just it was great. But then some half-assed Shepherd movie comes in and buys up the editor I was going to use, and that's just really annoying, right? I had this masterpiece in mind, and some guy's going to go watch a bunch of sheep fuckers or something. I don't know.
Yeah, real son of a bitch move, I think. Yeah.
A real son of a bitch move. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A real son of a bitch move. What was your name? Is it Barry?
Yeah, Barry Grant. Here's my headshot, and I will hand that over.
Barry, you're good
case.
people. I'm glad I met you.
I'll show him some of my like animal features. So like if you ever need a scary monster, here's my scales. Like I'll turn into like a lizard faced man really quick. Like
Are you against playing the heavy?
No.
I know I can see it in your eyes that you're a hero, but do you think you have it within you to be bad?
Yes, I think I can reach down into the reservoirs of my pain, and I can find that kind of motivation.
Okay, that's great. That's great. That's wonderful.
Can you be a moon Nazi?
Can you be a moon Nazi? So here's the
my father
thing.
was a moon Nazi. No problem. Runs in the family.
I have just a couple reshoots to do. I feel like I could maybe fit that in, but
I do
I know
not
we just
see
met,
a
and I
reason.
have a terrible favor to ask. This might be wrong, but just that one connection of mine isn't really holding up his end. Maybe if he could be motivated to go back to his original agreement and forget all this sheep fucking nonsense.
I'll start cracking my hands, and my hands will turn into bear claws as they, like, not the pastry, but like actual bear claws. And I could rough up some sons of bitches, no problem.
And yeah, so he gives you an address of basically like a dude that does a lot of small time editing and splicing.
Okay.
Who has apparently like been not working on his project to instead work on some recent Shepherd film.
Okay. I will find the nearest payphone, and I will call up the leader, and I will try to convey whatever I just learned slowly.
Cool.
Punctuated with all sorts, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, like, this son of a bitch offered me a job, so we got to get this shit right.
All right, man. Like, get paid and stuff, man. Like, capitalism.
Tired of getting paid and like chicken bones and such. Damn circus is terrible to me.
Yeah, man.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Maybe I should have had donut hands. Who knows?
Yes.
Oh, Jake got a
You
hero
too.
point. Adam bought
What?
it.
Awesome.
Oh, neat.
Oh, hey, Adam.
Hell yeah.
All right, so yeah, you guys now know of there's Tommy Splicer. He's basically got his own. It's like a ranch house that he kind of does like small scale editing in. It's not really for mainstream theaters. Kind of like you said, it's sort of like underground stuff. But you know who he is, you know where he is. And you're pretty sure he's the guy that spliced these recent films together.
Okay. I will leap from rooftop to rooftop until I find the rest of the team and convey this.
Cool.
Yeah. We could always like
You,
portal right into his bathroom or something.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Right up out of the
So
toilet.
you just
Surprise him while he's taking a shit or something.
Fun stuff, man.
you do.
I'll raise an undead
Um,
snake from his toilet while he's on it.
Oh, God.
I had such a fear of that when I was a kid.
They called that
Oh
the
my God.
Australian hello.
It's only because you grew up in
Dead
Florida.
heart, just a snake. Yeah, Florida, that's why. Yeah.
So we cut to we cut to this dude's bathroom. We basically have this dude,
This Barry
long
gives him the
hair hanging down.
Australian
The
You have to
bathroom is
roll
just.
for it.
I'm gonna give it to you.
hello. That's too good.
Are you sure you
But
don't
dude-
want me to roll for it? A ferret might come up out of the toilet.
Yes, go ahead. Yeah.
You know, Jeremy says he's going to give it to you, but I'm pretty sure you're about to give it to him.
Yeah.
All creatures, great and small, deserve a chance to live.
Oh, this
That
gonna
is
be
actually
great,
the
that's for
ferret.
sure.
Ferret is number 7, and so we now have a ferret coming up out of the
Toilet ferret.
toilet.
Yeah. So the dude's basically hotboxing himself inside of his own bathroom.
Oh, lovely.
In more ways than one. It's pretty terrible whenever you guys come into this room, but you can barely see him through all the smoke. And you can go, what the? Oh God! Hey man, not cool, man. That's exit only, man. No.
Live
Who are
again,
you
my dear
people?
ferret friend.
Ah!
Live again and
Oh.
explore your surroundings with your tiny hands and claws.
I love the idea that this ferret is resurrected and immediately commanded to enter this dude's fucking toilet.
Tell him to enter him.
It's strongly.
It's
It's like,
explore.
I'm alive! Oh, fuck, really? I have to do this?
How do you think this ferret ended up in the toilet anyway? It was a toilet ferret. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't really want to ask too many questions about how that ferret got in the toilet to be resurrected, but this dude's
He ran away
Ferret
obviously
was
from
getting
put
home.
there. The ferret
He
was
ran
put
away
there to
from
find the
home.
snakes. It was there to find the snakes that are in the toilet.
Any reasoning will just bowl me over.
This is a real
Okay.
shitty rendition of Ricky Tiki Tavi.
Yeah.
Get in there,
So-
boy. Go get those snakes.
Yeah,
Flush,
you
flush, flush.
you have a freaked out dude just like laying on his own bathroom floor, just screaming in terror. And yeah, he's very much at your mercy.
Lovely.
Why are we
Man,
picking
what
on
the
this
hell's
dude again?
going on?
He's the one who edited the film, The Harvest,
Oh.
The shepherd.
or Shepherd, excuse me.
Yeah.
He's gonna wish he could edit his memory of the ferret fucking coming out of his toilet.
Let's
Yeah, leave that on the cutting room floor. Jesus.
Who are
Is
you
this
people?
PG-13? Jeez.
listen, man, like, don't worry about
What's
who we
going on,
are.
man?
Like, you should see where our raccoon friend can like summon cobras at, man. Don't call it a trouser
But I'll
snake
have my
for
headphones
nothing.
on.
Hey man, look, my good stuff is just in my bedroom, two doors down, man. You take whatever you want. Just
Thanks, man.
Man.
That's awfully nice of you. Like, we were just coming here to answer your question or ask you questions.
yeah, okay.
Like, why'd you do it, man?
Ooh. Okay, look, man, there's a really good reason why there's a dead ferret in my toilet, man. Yeah,
It's only
Oh,
don't
mostly
take the
dead.
brown stuff, okay?
Oh no.
All right,
I-
man. You guys should help me ask him questions, cause like,
What? How about that there shepherd movie?
Oh, I mean, oh yeah, yeah, man. I just, got a nice little job on that, man. No big deal. Just wait, why?
Was it no big deal to the guy you skipped out on?
I mean, grade comes up short half the time anyways, so like somebody pays me in cash, man. That job comes first.
Oh. Somebody paying cash.
I mean,
Is there a-
that's just business, man.
who?
Is there a medicine cabinet?
Yeah.
Bathroom?
Cash.
Bear's gonna rip the medicine cabinet off the wall and hit him with it, and just say, just say it.
Excuse me. Be careful of my toilet ferret, please.
I will make sure not to hit the ferret. And I'll
Okay.
just say, "Who'd you edit this for, you son of a bitch?"
Not cool, man. Oh, you see him like just picking pills up off the wretchedly gross bathroom floor because he did jump off of it because of an undead ferret, but he doesn't want the pills to be wasted, so he's just like debating whether or not he should like swallow them or not. But he's also terrified of all of you.
Oh,
I assume my towel is billowing gloriously still.
I know, it's like, he's one of those, he didn't really give me a name or anything. He just gave me the material. I mean, dude was wearing like a really, nice suit and everything. He just had me cut a couple for the drive-throughs and another one for the studio. I just figured, maybe he was doing a test run and then before he, broadcast or something. I don't know, man.
What studio?
What was our evil studio we went with? Was it NHBS or something like that?
oh,
That might have been it.
Thing.
I don't know. I've slept since then.
Yeah, man. But yeah, over NHBS, man, just I just put it together. They already had the footage. It was looked like pretty tame stuff to me. Granted, they had me like splice in something every few frames or whatever. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but overall, pretty easy job.
What kind of stuff every few seconds?
Just some sort of weird circly thingy I don't know, like some sort of like circle and a question mark or something.
Oh man, it's like
Subliminal.
yeah, man.
Yeah, man, like it's you. Hey, look, I'm not above doing the occasional like dick snip in a movie. I've done that before, man, and like this was like similar money for an easy project. Some dude wants me to splice in circles and question marks, and he pays in cash. Why wouldn't I?
Where'd you deliver the movie at?
I think it's like oh yeah, you know that it's lot 51
All right, man.
over at the NHBS studios. Yeah, man. Like, you guys aren't gonna like kill me, are you?
No, man. I'm just gonna take your drugs.
And
I'll
my
leave you
ferret will
some.
take your balls.
Ooh, that's rough.
Hey, man. I was good to that fair, man. I'm real sorry he died, but like it was like consensual, okay?
Consensual.
I don't know about you, but talk
Wait,
like
are you
really
saying this
grinds
character is the one? Sorry, go ahead, Ray. Go ahead, Ray. I'm sorry. Go
my- Yeah,
ahead.
you're good.
Shit, I'm sorry.
Maybe it's just fair game at this point.
I'll go get his drugs.
Does he have a way to get in touch with his client or whatever?
No, man, he came to me with cash in hand and all the materials I needed, so it is what it is. I dropped it off,
Let
that
you know
old
how many bits to kill him.
300.
300. I got this. No problem.
oh my god.
300, and my head will turn into a cobra head, and I will just bite down on its head. I might be a villain. I've decided.
We're
I mean, for
questionably
what it's
good.
worth, if you go there, like the corporate guy was pretty cool, but Uncle Creepy's kind of a dick. I don't like him very much.
He's Uncle Creepy.
You guys wouldn't. He's like, you remember Gremlins 2? There's like the dude who's doing like the old school movie marathon sort of deal.
Yeah.
Like
Uncle Fred, I
middle-aged
think
old
his name
man
was.
dressed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys would all know him. It's almost like if Mr. Rogers put on a vampire costume and showed like really
Right.
B-grade horror movies.
So
he's kind of a
new.
relic of like the older studio system that he's been
Oh,
trying.
Back when
to-
my dad was a star.
Yeah, he's kind of like your dad might have actually known him. Like he's pretty well known,
I
and
wasn't-
just like the nicest guy.
Lich put the 300 bits. Jake, I was real confused. I'm
Oh my
like,
God.
Steve was never a movie
Yeah.
star.
Oh gosh, there it is.
I will.
Wow.
If we're done talking to him, I will turn into like I'll get like an anaconda head. Like that'll be my animal
Friend.
manifestation, and I'll swallow him so that he can feel what it was like for the ferret.
Friend.
Is that? Can I do that? Good.
Yes. Yeah, no, that
They're
okay.
bits. I feel like it's necessary.
It is necessary. Wow.
For the bits.
I didn't know I was gonna doom him so badly.
Do it for
Give
the
him the
bits.
ferret treatment.
This feels like a bits for bits kind of situation.
It
Oh gosh.
I would agree. It's very bits for bits.
Friendin, I'm trying to show you that I'm drinking the beer.
Ooh.
Nice.
Oh yeah. I'm a
Oh.
little jealous of that beer that's still over there, not here also.
Ah,
I'm gonna
The
drink.
beer is near, don't fear.
I'm gonna drink everything but the White Claws. So that's all we'll have on Saturday.
Every time I go to Chuck's house and I buy beer, I buy him a new case of White Claws, so that way he just has a tower of White Claws now.
I do. It's wonderful.
Oh, if he's really just chewing on him.
oh my god, that's such a great question.
That actually is a fair question.
Is it really just buried gnawing on this guy?
It could just be on his skull.
I think that's
I think
a
he just
fair
like put his hands
question.
up by his head like this and went, ah, and then just grabbed him by the head and is just squeezing it.
Oh my god. Okay, well that's
I'd like my bat to provide some sonar vibrations via echolocation, just to fluff the situation a bit. Just a nice deep bass out of the bat as this is happening with the ferret and Barry.
Oh man. Oh my god. Okay. So we still have at least one more scene to do at the studio, but we are coming up close to midnight. I kind of wanted to see how you guys are feeling. You guys up for doing one more scene, or do we want to end kind of on this particular beat?
I'm flexible.
Yeah.
I'm down for one more scene if
Let's
everyone else is.
Do a scene.
Okay.
The midnight shot.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Ooh.
It's time for the midnight shot. We go to lot 51. It's a closed set. They don't just let anybody in. So there would be some challenge of either sneaking in or convincing people to let you in.
Or can I just cheat our way in with the portal?
Or you could roll a portal check and see if you can kind of accurately get yourself right on in there.
Maybe I could assist in that regard. Maybe I could try to charm my way in since I'm, a famous actor.
It's true.
And,
you are a celebrity. You are a movie star.
And then maybe I can signal him from inside a window to help direct the portal.
Ooh.
Excellent. That's a great idea. So yeah, let's double team that.
All right. In that case, I will try to schmooze the guard and charm him into letting me into the lot to take a look around.
Excellent.
Perfect match. 90 for 90.
Ooh. He's like, I don't know, man. It's okay. My brother's a huge fan. I am too. Would you be willing to sign something for me?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my god, this is so cool.
What's your brother's name? Yeah.
Oh, it's Daryl.
And your name?
Daryl.
I knew it.
I'll just slowly close my eyes, open them again, and say, "All right, I will sign 2 for a Daryl."
You're the
Give him
best,
a couple
man.
of autographs. I'll find my way to a place where I could, be seen, or a window with a light in it, and then I'll use my darkness manipulation to blot out the window as a sign of saying, "Hey, direct your portal here, please."
All right, let's do that portal power there, Dan.
All right, let's see if I can fuck this up horribly.
You're good. You're good.
Oh yes, I did. I don't know how much help I get out of that, but
I will give it to you that you get there with a slight complication.
all right.
So you guys teleport in.
Knock some shit over or something.
Yeah, knock some shit over. And you actually you can tell that somebody else is there.
Oops.
You guys kind of all get teleported in. You knock some stuff over. There's somebody else there. You hear some grumbling, kind of just from the next room, huh? Who's there?
Uh-oh.
Listen here. I've had enough. I've had about enough of it from you bastards. Okay, this is my set. You can't kick me off. I've got a mind to give you these 2 knuckle sandwiches, you sons of bitches.
This is my apologies. Perhaps you've heard of me. I'm Boris Raines Jr. I actually work for the studio. I was just looking around the set. Curiosity got the better of me. My apologies. I'll leave you be.
But you basically see the makeup is smeared on his face where it looks like he's been roughed over a little bit. But you see this mid-50s man in bad vampire makeup.
Oh, it's Mr. Creepy.
Slightly torn costume. He's like, I told you if you came back here, I'd give you what for. All right, my hands ain't bound this time. I got these 2 hands. They ain't nothing. You son of a bitch.
Mr. Creepy, hold on. What happened to you?
Oh, that Mr. Forrester there, man, he thinks he can just kick me off my own set. My set? No, thank you, sir. I've worked decades to build up my following. I've got half of California that watches me every Saturday night. And it's a family show, I tell you, a family show. And do you want to see the filth he wants to put on there? It's nonsense.
Well, I'm going to have a stern talking to with Mr. Forrester in the morning, that's for certain. And I might even bring the police.
Yeah? Well, I mean, you don't have to wait till morning. He's right over there right now. He kicked me off my own set. I'm 10 minutes from starting my show, and he kicks me off my own set. It's like they're about to broadcast right now. Sons of bitches.
Oh, I wonder what they're. Do you know what they're broadcasting?
I don't. This is like it's so okay. Here's the thing. I know that he went to that dude that splices in the pics of dicks. Okay, and I don't need the children of California to have to see penises on their television. And I am just so angry I could spit.
You mean Tommy Splicer?
Yeah, Tommy Splicer,
that peddler of smut.
Yeah, this guy's gonna put some smut on TV. This is a family show, by God.
I agree. Mr. Creepy, could you please call the police? I'm going to go in there and give Mr. Forrester a stern talking to right away.
I'll call the police and I'm going to come in there right after. All right?
You do that.
I will. Wait, are you? Oh, man, you've got his chin. You've got the dimple even.
Well, there.
Oh, we should make sure that they call the commissioner.
Yes, please ask for Commissioner Gorson. What was his name? Gorson?
Gorson, yeah.
Gorson. Yes, Commissioner Gorson. He and I have had some business before in the past, and he's a dependable sort. So please ensure that a message goes to him to investigate Lot 51.
All right, I'll do that. I'm going to go do that right now. And then I'll come running. I'll be your backup.
Okay. I'll look at the rest like,
And this dude does not look like a physical specimen. He's got like a super kind face, and like he doesn't look like a dude that's going to carry himself in a fight, but he looks pretty fervent about it.
Maybe when we get on the other side of the door, I can animate the handles to twist themselves shut or something.
Bingo.
Listen, man, everyone's got to die at some point. Like,
I mean, if he can get through the handles, then he can help us in a fight. So
yeah. If he can fight a magic door, he can fight a guy in a suit.
Nice. So yeah, you guys will come upon as they are. The broadcast has just started.
Shit.
You can see that they've got this guy is kind of up in front, and it looks like he's got the look of somebody who would normally be like some sort of executive or something, but he's clearly put on, the equivalent of like robes and whatnot. He's kind of just starting his opening monologue, and they are just about to start the broadcast as the scene begins.
So it's a live broadcast, like in front of a camera.
Yeah, so they basically like they usually do a live broadcast, and then also they then do a filming. But yeah, he is, and there's like weird lighting effects going on. You can see they're actually kind of like doing almost the equivalent of like a flicker of that image here and there in the background while he's doing his monologue.
I may have the perfect spell or skill for this.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, we'll kind of start with that. You will have basically 6 cards for the shepherd, so to speak. There are several people in here that are kind of more of those mind-controlled zealots. And then yeah, like they've kind of thrown aside a lot of Uncle Creepy's like really cheesy studio setting. But there, if you can think of any like cheesy B horror movie props, anything that you can think of that nature is in here as well to be used.
Bat on a string, skeleton on a string.
Yes.
Sheet with black eyes on a string.
Yep.
I was thinking of using illusions to just have an illusion of Mr. Creepy being recorded instead.
Oh, that's delightful. We've got an opposed objective when we enter this.
Yeah.
Basically, they're trying to get this on air. You guys are trying to prevent things because it hasn't. They haven't gotten the film broadcast just yet. So there's going to be both people to fight, but also there will be an opposed objective or complication of them trying to get the film on air and you guys potentially trying to stop them. There's also some employees here that have not been brainwashed yet. So they are like holed up in a couple of areas, screaming for help. And that's kind of where we start off. So I'll swap on back and see what we've got for.
I put the initiative deck for this scene. It's up. I replaced it, so it should be ready to go. If you just want to draw,
Awesome,
or whatever.
I think I will do that. All right. So we are going to have our tank is going to be the first one to go, followed up by.
I was just going to say, what is the initiative?
Yeah. So basically, we've got a pretty big deck. So the way like your more major villains work in this game is they work almost by John Cena logic, where in a way, the more heroes you have, the more cards they get, so to
More
speak.
powerful there.
So there's going to be a lot of villain cards in this one. So the current initiative that we have is Tank, Shepherd, Striker, Shepherd, Booster, not Support. You were doing
Tactician.
Tactician, then Leader, then Minions, and then more Shepherd, and at the very end, Controller.
Dang.
Well,
He's
I'm
gonna
going
be
to
a busy boy then.
I'm going to right off the bat at the start of the round. I'm going to try to do my minor power of time manipulation to move myself up 2 spaces on the initiative track.
Okay, excellent.
I'll also use my shape-shifting ability at the start of the round.
Okay, cool.
So that pulls my initiative card out of the deck. And at the start of the main enemy's turn, before they move or take an action, I'm going to sub myself in and take my turn there.
Okay, cool. Who do you think you're making yourself look like?
I'm going to change into a stagehand or something like that.
Okay.
And I'll be hiding like offset or something like that, maybe holding a light or something. Or
Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. So up first is Catastrophe.
So currently, Dan has casted a spectral illusion of creepy, right?
Well, I'm not sure if I've had the opportunity to do that yet.
Oh, okay. That's what you want to do when it's your okay.
Yeah.
I think to create general confusion, I'm going to swoop in with my bat and just kind of hover above the scene, kind of create a melee of a fracas, basically, of just flapping wings and screeching and just chaos.
Okay.
Try to give everybody a little bit of space to get done what they need to do.
Okay, cool.
And he matches.
Okay.
Nice.
That is a success.
Um,
And what I'll do is I'll actually allow that to be a point in your favor for the opposed objective, because you're kind of interfering with them completing what they need to do. Like you flapping his wings, he knocks over like one of the cameras or something, some of the equipment that they're trying to get set up. You're kind of successfully interfering with them completing their broadcast.
Yeah, I just want to be an agent of chaos that allows the rest of the team an opportunity to come in.
Perfect. And then before the villain's card happens, one of the stagehands, in the middle of all that chaos, one of the stagehands that slips in is not, in fact, one of the stagehands. It is, in fact, Mr. Lazarus.
Yeah. So I'll pop out as a stagehand, and I'm just gonna telepathically blast this dude.
Okay.
Now it says when I use this power to attack, I can make it a hindering attack
Okay.
and add 2 advantage dice to the roll.
Nice. Okay.
So I'll do that. I get a roll an 80.
So you're connecting with his mind. What do you think you're trying to just trying to overload?
Yeah, just like pure sensory overload, like just screeching
Okay.
sounds, flashing lights,
I like it. Go for
maybe some Beach Boys. Who knows? 23. So yeah, I clear it.
Okay. So instead of damaging him, you basically make him flip over one of his actions.
Yeah.
Okay. Unfortunately, because of the nature of what he is, when you make that telepathic connection, nothing happens to start controlling you, but there is some mental backlash.
Okay.
And unfortunately, one of the chaos pips pop up, and you take 10 mental damage just from connecting with this thing psychically.
Okay.
The madness just kind of scrambles your own head a bit. But still, you made him lose an action.
Cool.
So
and the action I subbed out drops to the bottom of the initiative track.
Okay, it doesn't. I thought he completely loses.
No,
the power.
it goes to the bottom.
Okay,
So
cool.
I flip one and I drop another one to the bottom of the initiative track.
Very nice. Okay, so we're going to skip what would have been his turn, and now we're going to hop over to the striker.
Okay, so I am going to. I'm pretty riled up right now because that guy we just talked to said "son of a bitch" like 100 times.
I know.
That's my line.
I know.
And even though he's not
bitch.
the enemy, I'm going to channel that, and I am going to use animal manifestation, and I'm going to morph my head into like a rhinoceros's head so that I have a horn sticking out of it, or I'm just gonna look like I'm tightening my head up into a point. One of those two things.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna charge at this dude. So that's what I'm gonna try to roll here. So I'm basically animal manifestation to try to do like a gore rhinoceros attack on it.
Sounds fantastic.
Goldberg spear, just right through him.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not seeing him as rhinoceros, he's probably also saying boom, 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 boom as he's running at his own soundtrack. All right, so
nice.
I rolled a 5, which is a success.
Definitely a success.
So it is a success. You do just barely, you're tripping over like a fallen camera. Pick yourself up, stumble over another stagehand, and you just barely get him. But
I think I'm gonna burn some stuff because maybe I miss him as I go right past him, but I'm gonna quickly whip my head around and I'm gonna burn, let's say 3 hero points to do plus 60 damage, and then I'm going to go ahead and make my animal manifestation a powerful attack. So I'm up to plus 80 damage now.
Damn.
Oh, okay. So it looked like a grazer.
Yeah,
but. Wow. That is impressive. So yeah, you do just a ridiculous amount of damage to this guy. Unfortunately, as you make contact with him, you feel yourself being slightly corrupted. He does have an ability that kind of curses you to an effect.
Okay.
So I assume that's the power that you just used a stunt on is the only one you have any time tokens on, right?
That's correct. Yep.
Increase its cooldown by an extra 1.
Gotcha. All right.
As you just you feel your own essence sort of being shifted whenever you make physical contact with him.
Sounds good.
All right, but still 85 points of damage. Good God. And so the villain's next card that he would have done has been shifted down to the end of the initiative. So we very successfully pushed him out of his comfort zone. So now we're up to the booster.
Yep. I think I was going to go ahead and play my illusion here to
nice.
to see if we can just obfuscate the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. That would definitely help with kind of like the opposed objective, so to speak.
We can just have this be a rerun.
Hey.
Turn it into a rerun of Mr. Creepy here.
We apologize for this technical inconvenience. Boop, boop, rerun.
Dan, would you be up for a teamwork maneuver?
Sure.
Because I also have illusions, and so
nice.
Maybe I could like be lending a hand, and so they basically I spend a hero point, and you get to roll 2 advantage dice with your roll.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds
awesome.
ideal to me.
Okay.
Let's see if I got it or not.
You can do it.
That's enough.
There we go.
That is success. And
yes, I'm gonna go ahead and tap the 2 more time tokens to make it long lasting.
oh, nice. So throughout this whole fight, it's going to look like Uncle Creepy is just up there doing his rerun spiel.
Yep.
And the nice thing is, with the assist of the illusion, you guys easily knocked out the opposed objective before they ever got a chance to do anything. So yeah, you took good advantage of your initiative manipulation there.
Nice. It is now timed out for 6 turns.
So at this point, fortunately, you don't have to worry. Like maybe a few people saw like the little, brief glimpses of the image being kind of shown in light behind him, but you've prevented the actual broadcast from going on air. And at this point, all anybody's going to see is a very confusing, episode of Uncle Creepy. And now you guys going to have carte blanche to just fight these guys without worrying about the broadcast going off.
Heck yeah.
Well played. All right. Now our tactician
skill paid off.
Yeah, no, that was a good use of it between the teleportation and the illusion. That's great.
So
I'm kind of scared of what you're going to do, Jen.
what do you think I'm gonna do?
I don't know.
What do you think I'm gonna do? I'm about to summon something.
I know.
So I'll first roll what I'm attempting to summon.
Okay.
Because I do enjoy what I'm attempting to summon first. Okay. Oh, this is good.
Okay.
So I'm going to attempt to summon a coyote.
Okay.
Because coyotes also, or rather, I'm bringing a coyote back from the dead. I'm not summoning a coyote, because if I were summoning a coyote, that'd be my lesser power. And then I'm
maybe
going
there's like a taxidermied coyote on set.
Yeah, or like this was a coyote that they used in like one of the films, but it accidentally got its head chopped off by like a helicopter, so it's a headless coyote. No, wait, I need to have its head. I need to have its head for something.
Maybe the studio was once a coyote burial ground.
Yes, we'll go with the coyote burial ground.
I feel like
I was trying to picture why a coyote got its head cut off by a helicopter, but either way, I'm good.
I feel like
the stuffed coyote prop is probably an easy shoe in here.
The coyote prop, but it has to be brought back from the dead. So
I mean, that's why it's stuffed. It was alive.
It's taxidermy.
Okay. From this very annoying trend in making movies where you just combine an animal with an object, like a Sharknado or something. Well, they had a coyote copter, and things just went over.
Yeah.
So I succeed in summoning my coyote. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I like the idea that you summon a coyote, but it's like the coyotes that cross the border. Like your spell goes awry, and it's just this dude comes up and he's like, "What the fuck?"
Actually, yes. I like that. That's a potential idea. Like whenever you fail your summoning checks, you are summoning something, but it's just not here.
It's wrong, and it goes off and terrorizes the world in some form or fashion.
That's delightful.
So, so I raised this coyote, and the thing that I'm actually, I'd like it to attack one of these minions if it gets a chance. I don't really know if it gets I get an ally initiative card to the initiative track, so I don't know what's easier.
What I'll do to keep it simple is I'll let your summons act on your card.
Okay.
So basically, you spent your action summoning it into play, but you did successfully do it. So now go ahead and basically, I think it rolls at a 50%. Is that right?
50% chance, yeah. So it's going to roll at a 50% chance to bite something in the face. Oh, yeah.
All right.
leaps up and go ahead.
Do you think the coyote is going more for like the minions around the area, or is it going for the big bad? Is it going?
Oh,
for
it's
the
going for a
shepherd?
minion. It's going for a minion to rip out its throat.
Okay,
Nice.
it does.
It's dangerous.
Minions.
Yay!
Basically, the minions just have like a pool, so to speak. So your undead coyote does show up, and it just immediately like comes from like you see it being summoned. You see people like staring at it, wondering what's going on, and then just all of a sudden, like from out of shot, like the coyote just leaps into frame and
I hope it's like
rips
the
out a throat.
rabbit from Monty Python.
Yes,
Like,
exactly. It's 100% like the rabbit from Monty Python, and just Sam Raimi levels of blood just starts spewing everywhere.
Yes.
The people watching on TV can't see because there's this immaculate illusion of like the wholesome family friendly Uncle Creepy. But meanwhile, the people who are actually there can see blood spraying everywhere.
Fantastic. Was this filmed in front of a live studio audience?
Not anymore.
Actually, yes. Let's say that those are the people who like. There are some of the live studio audience are the ones who are like trying to hide and get away.
Oh dear.
Oh my god. Okay.
The laugh track plays.
There are
everyone.
children here.
Laugh up on the
They're
screen.
probably seeing the illusion, but then there's like
Applaud.
blood spraying out the front of it.
And they're like, like spraying. They're like, oh, this is great.
Mommy, why does that doggy look funny?
It turns and has like foam coming out of its mouth. It's like,
Stay down.
they all have
Stay
rabies.
down.
They all have
Probably
rabies.
seeing like a little bit of both things going on.
And that's my turn.
Oh. Okay, that's great. And so I'm going to skip the leader card because we already did your thing earlier. So now we come to the minions, who I have to assume the minions, like they're in the midst of having this undead coyote just like leap from person to person, ripping throats out.
His name's Wiley.
They're
I hate to say it, but I did use time manipulation to
Yes.
put my spot up on the initiative a little higher.
You did.
Oh yeah,
I
where
had
were you?
I put him before the villain. Does it move you one spot?
2.
Oh, 2. Okay, so then yes, you guys have pimped out this initiative to perfection.
Oh yes.
So as they're all like they're ready to take an action, all of a sudden this undead coyote is just leaping around, tearing throats out. Hey man, that's not cool, man. And then what does Dr. Karloff do?
I'm going to use darkness manipulation.
Okay.
Let's see. How will I do this? I will create like a dark smoking hole in front of the leader.
Okay.
And I will step through the hole as Boris Rains Jr. And as I exit the hole, I will be Dr. Karloff punching him in the face.
Yeah.
I like it.
Delightful. That's so
Alright.
fun.
Ah, damn. That's a miss.
Do you have any hero points?
I do, actually, yes.
Each one
You
you
can push
spend
yourself.
plus 10.
Oh, I've only... Oh, wait, yeah, I've got 2. Thanks to the
Adam
one
bought you
earlier.
one.
Thank you. So, yeah, I'll spend 2 hero points to bump that up
Nice.
to a 90% chance.
All right. So there's good news, bad news that comes back because when you push your limits, you do roll chaos dice to go along
Okay.
with pushing yourself. So the good news is you push yourself to your limits. You make yourself look as cool as possible doing this. And you pop out doing another 87 blessed points of damage. Wow. Okay. Do you have any powers that have cooldown on them at the moment?
I do, and I'm going to make this an obstructing attack so that if he's still up, I'm going to add 2 challenge dice to whatever he does next, to his next roll.
Okay, perfect. So a couple things that will go with that. That cooldown is going to take 1 point longer than normal to come back because he just the negative energies on this guy kind of mess with you.
All right.
But also he is
Before-
a being of chaos, and
Before
because
we get going, is this a thing that I can boost away, perhaps?
Yes. So basically, it's clear that a chaos manifestation is about to happen.
Let's try
Something,
and
but
boost-
yeah.
Let's go ahead and try and boost that out.
That's probably not a bad idea. You spend the point, I re-roll, and now we no longer have the chaos manifestation. In fact, those two will cancel each other out. Jake, would you rather do 10 more points of damage, or would you rather you got a boon? You could do a little bit more damage. You could knock them into an advantageous position. You could do something that sets the scene a little bit more in your favor, thanks to Dan tweaking the luck.
Ooh. Something a bit more advantageous would be.
How many dice did you reroll, Jeremy?
I'll just do a little more damage then.
A total of 5, because you can make me reroll all of them, right?
I can make you reroll 2 at a time, up to 2 at a time for a hero point spent. So.
Oh, well, I already re-rolled the whole batch of it, so that's on me.
Okay. I was gonna say I can spend the points if you want.
Nah, that's on me. I already did it.
I'll just take the extra
Next
damage.
time.
Okay. See, this guy has a lot of health, but you are whittling him down much quicker than I expected. That's fantastic.
Favorable dice and manipulation of the initiative.
Hey, man, if it works, this is the opening issue, so to speak, for your team. So of course they want to make you look good.
It's good.
It's like
good
Captain
opportunity.
America punching Hitler. So they're like, yeah, let's let the monster guy just beat up an elder god in the first issue. Go for it.
Let's start them off with a win.
There you
Yeah.
That way they
Meanwhile,
cool until they don't.
I'm gonna have the
I hope
minions.
it's a moon Hitler we punched.
It is canon. There are Nazis on the moon.
Yeah, that actually did come
Realize.
up in the modern day game. Is that there were Nazis on the moon?
Yeah.
There's
I mean, we all
definitely
believe this is
space
true.
for that in this setting.
Yeah. All right. The minions are going to try and attack your rabid undead coyote, but they're going to miss horribly because they're blinded by their own blood. Just, oh God, oh no. So they waste their actions screaming in agony and being torn apart by your undead minion. And then finally the villain's going to get to go.
He probably gets to go a couple times here, doesn't he?
He's going to go several times.
Oh boy. Well, at least he's got 2 challenge dice on this roll.
Usually I need a lot of fiber to go several times.
Get some of those sugar-free gummy bears.
Man, this is a tough call to make, but you are the one. So he got gored, but you're the one that did the teleport, and you did the obstructing thing on him too. That's a tough call between the two of you. I'll roll a d6.
I suspect I might be in the spotlight for this one.
All right. So he's got a thing that I kind of need to roll his percentile and then. Okay, so he does. So I rolled a 3, so I'll go off my screen of 2, 3. All right. So, Jen, you're kind of watching the scene, and as the shadows kind of come through, your vision gets obstructed for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But you suddenly see that the shepherd has turned the tables on Dr. Karloff and is in the middle of it. It looks like he has a sacrificial dagger out and he's about to plunge it straight into your friend's heart. What did you do to attack this man to stop him from killing your friend?
Cover your heart, Karloff.
So what am I capable of doing right now? What?
So basically, I'll meta game it. I'll let you know exactly what's going on.
Okay.
This guy has a mind manipulation thing.
Okay.
So you've just been tricked. He's doing 68 points of damage to Dr. Karloff with his, but it's being flavored as he's twisted what you're seeing into somehow tricking you into attacking your own friend. So what do you think you might have done that could have caused that much damage to him?
I likely would have tried to summon another creature because I necromanced a creature, and I would likely try to summon a creature to send at him to attack him.
Allow you that, or
my summoning I haven't used yet.
Ah, nice.
That's what I said. I necromanced before, and now I'm summoning. So I'm gonna try and is it like an automatic thing, or do I still have to roll to try to do it?
You don't have to. It's more like
You've been tricked.
You've been tricked. Like he does damage based on his own roll for the power, but it's more just for the flavor of it. What do you think would be fun that you did? And you describe it. And
I would try to summon. I would summon like a. Hold on.
Would you say you're necromancing with the wolves?
There it is.
Oh shit! You stab him with your steely knife.
I summon a bat. I summon a bat,
Nice.
and the bat has rabies, and I send it. I send it like fly and save him.
All right. And then unfortunately, it turns
actually
out, he switches it just in time. Once you see the bat doing 68 points of rabies damage to Dr. Karloff.
Yeah, it's rabies damage too.
I'm sorry, Dr. Karloff. It's so much rabies.
Oh man, that's a lot of rabies.
That's more rabies than you need shots to cure rabies.
Then he'll do another round of fun. Maybe it took a little bit more effort than he expected to kind of try and get you to do that last action. So he fails on his next roll.
Why are you doing
And
this
then
my cat keeps trying to climb up my chair and it's succeeding a lot, which is frustrating.
Is that a cat? Or is it Barry? No, it's a cat.
So this time around, basically I'm rolling a d6 just to see who he's messing with.
Catastrophe.
So this time around it came up with you, Knockoff. He's pulling a similar trick on you.
Don't knock off the knockoff.
You all started getting visions of your friend being assaulted. What do you think that you might have done to try and save your friend? Or like, how do you think you would have attacked the villain?
So it's the attack happening right back here, right now.
Nice.
Who was that question to, Jeremy?
To Dan.
Oh, I was tricked. Okay, I'm not being targeted. I was tricked.
So it's basically 55 points of damage, but to flavor it, what do you think you likely would have done? This guy's just a big jerk that uses his actions to make people hurt each other.
Sure. I was just curious who's being targeted.
Oh, Dr. Karloff.
Dr. Karloff. Oh, no, Dr. Karloff.
Unfortunately, this probably will put Dr. Karloff down unless something intervenes. Now, only Dan is the one being affected by this illusion.
Yeah.
So Knockoff, the rest of you can see what's really happening. At this point in time, only Knockoff is being tricked.
I don't have anything that attacks other than my brawl, so I'll probably just run up and just
pop.
Yeah. So you guys, the rest of the team, you earlier saw like the confusion of, Sergeant Spector summoning a bat and sending it at Dr. Karloff. So you guys are a savvy enough team that you kind of pick up what's going down, and you see Knockoff charging Dr. Karloff as if he's going to attack him, and he's about to knock Dr. Karloff out.
I'd like to spend a hero point to use my tank ability, which is when any character that's close to me takes damage, I can spend a hero point to reduce the damage by 30. I'm actually going to spend 2 to reduce it by 60 and just negate this. My bat's just going to swoop in and be like, Spectral Bat causing confusion. Dr. Karloff is getting attacked. And Dr. Knockoff, there's so many offs going on. I'm just going to be on. and then the bat just latches on to Dr. Karloff and takes the damage for him, essentially.
Nice.
Very nice. All right, so that completely negates that one. He gets one more go before the controller.
Whew.
And he misses.
What?
He had a 75% chance.
Oh man.
Ooh.
He just misses. So you've narrowly kept Dr. Karloff alive, and then it is the controller's turn.
Does he have like super villain points or stuff like that he can spend, or?
Why are you asking
He
that
has
question?
some abilities.
Let the
His
mess
stuff
go
is a
through.
little. He basically he has things where he can curse you to make your powers take longer to come back. He has something fun he can do if he puts somebody down. He's a being of chaos. That gives him his own special deal. But
Nice. Okay. I wasn't
right
sure
now,
if you had a
he
way
gave
of
it his best shot.
manipulating Success.
He almost made you put down your own teammate, but through the power of friendship and teamwork, you prevented Dr. Karloff from being put down.
There it
Much
is.
appreciated.
Speaking of which, I think, or no, you already moved your action up earlier.
Yep.
All right.
It comes back up to the top then, I think.
Yep. Let me shuffle this sucker up.
And it's like a new order every round.
Exactly.
Do they get to manipulate that order every round?
It's so long as it's not on cooldown or if it costs hero points. So long as you've got the resource to do it, you just do it.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
I got to go through another round before I can do it again.
Same.
It's
Is it to be? Wait, is it cooldown related?
So whenever
Is it the beginning of a hero's turn yet?
I'm sorry. It's about to be.
Because I can grant. I technically have 4 because Lich gave me a hero point ages ago.
Nice.
So I can expend 2 of those and give back 1 to Chuck and 1 to Jake, so that they turn down their.
Nice. And your thing, you can kind of do that a little bit outside of turn orders. So if they have something they do that's not necessarily in turn order, you could spend that on them.
I think it specifically says at the start of any hero's turn, because I think that there are ways that I can jank it, which I totally get. There are ways that I could break it if I were to do it in the middle of somebody's turn. I kind of have to make that commitment. So
cool. If the card says if it's at the beginning of their turn, then cool deal.
Okay, so I'm going to spend.
Mine only works at the start of a round, so so I would still have to go through a turn anyway to clear it.
May not be worth it. Ooh,
right now,
not for me at any rate.
Those bits.
So this round is starting off with villain, minions, controller striker, villain, and then the rest of the team, and then a lot more villain at the end of the turn. And then I believe booster is the very last
with 5 hero points here.
So I had 1 turn already, so I knocked off 1 time token on my shape shifting.
Yep.
And then with Jin's ability, I knock off the 2nd, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So I'm using my shape shifting ability. This time I'm just going to disguise myself as the villain themselves. Just so I can be like, hey, you're the illusion, you dick. I'm the real one. Just to confuse it. So I get to go earlier and they have to drop their very first turn to the bottom of the order.
You know what I will say? I've spent some time battling illusory dicks, and it's a scary place to be.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, you're going to take that cooldown from her from earlier, and then you move yourself in front of the villain to make yourself go first, basically?
I take the villain's first spot. And
that means you go first.
Okay, and that villain's first initiative card goes to the bottom of the order.
Perfect. Got it. Yeah, so you go first then. You kind of you make yourself look like him for a moment.
Like, haha, surprise you, dick. And I'm just gonna do a telepathic
Such a great
attack.
heroic battle cry.
Ha!
Surprise you, dick.
Classic Superman.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna do a regular old telepathic attack on him.
Okay.
Damn, that's so low. 13. Yeah.
Going to whisper weedle, 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 weedle into his ears, into his mind.
All right. You do and you do. I'm going to roll some advantage dice for you because surprise you, dick, is fun. There's a little bit of chaos involved.
Yeah.
Or, telepathically connecting with a servitor of Faster.
Yeah.
So the bad news is you are going to take 20 more points of mental damage as you do that. And he did get 2 pips of chaos on you.
Is this time to boost out one more time?
It might be.
Well, we'll boost it again.
So what happens?
It depends.
We'll re-roll the chaos dice or whatever it is.
Okay. All right, fine. You only take 10 points of psychic damage, and I don't get to do something fun and terrible to you.
I can
because
handle
Dan doesn't want me to have fun.
pretty much it. That's actually what I'm here for, just to make sure you have a bad time.
Thanks, Dan.
Okay, I'm at
Welcome.
80.
His new superhero name is the Buzzkill.
The buzzkill.
Buzzkill.
The Mellow Harsher.
That's good. All right, next up would be the minions who continue their ineffectual attempt to stop the rabid undead coyote amongst them. They actually do. They all gather together. Yeah, I think your coyote has what, 50 hit points?
Yeah, I think it's 50.
Your
yeah, it's 50
coyote's not
it's 50
dead yet,
resistance.
but like one of them takes like that camera that got turned over. One guy grabs its tail, another one grabs the camera, and they just bash it into this coyote's body. You hear the backbone snap, but it's undead, so it doesn't really care.
It's still mobile.
Yeah, but they're taking your undead coyote to task.
Okay.
Next up is the controller.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's see. I think I will. Oh, let me go ahead and.
Oh wait, does anybody else? Jake? Are you all cleared up on your refresh? Like on your.
For
your
time
abilities, your actions, yeah.
Well, I still got 2 more left to go for darkness manipulation, but that's not going to be.
Would you like to have it? Well, let's get it to you 1 round early. So next round we'll get it to you.
All right. Okay. I'll take it then. And then I will use I'll use teleportation to strike at the minions.
Cool.
Roll 6.
That's still a success. The nice thing about minions is it doesn't matter how hard you hit.
Yeah.
And you got an advantage dice that popped up in your favor, so you actually take out 2.
Nice.
Cool. So I'm just gonna.
There's only a couple of minions left. It's a group sort of thing, but basically the only active minion left is the one who had the camera in his hand that's smashing the back of the coyote. And he sees all his friends are gone. And there's just kind of you there. And you see him kind of debating leaving, but then he sees that the shepherd is still there too, so he stands his ground. All right. Next up, Striker. Good old Barry.
So I'm going to go ahead. I'm trying to turn into an animal, but it's just, it's not working. So it's just something's not quite working. So I am going to then look for any sort of like the heaviest like lighting setup that I can find. And I want to pull it down on top of him. I just want to just rip it down right on top of this guy.
Awesome.
All right.
Nice.
Okay. That is a success.
Massive success. All right.
And I will go ahead and burn my last hero point to do plus 20 and make that 90 damage.
Ooh.
Bang.
You have put a lot of hurt on that guy. He's still up. Damn. But yeah, you've hurt him really bad.
Right.
So he will do his best to return the favor to you.
Ooh. So close.
So close, but not good enough. You see him pull out a sacrificial, like a legitimate sacrificial dagger and actually try to come for you. And misses you by just 1 point. Comes so close. Catastrophe, looks like you're next.
Son of a bitch.
Sacrificial dagger, more like sacrificial stagger. And I'm gonna send my bat at him, and the bat's gonna go, "I'm a bat!" And it's gonna go for the it's gonna go for the dagger and just try to knock the dagger out of his hand.
God, I love your bat so much.
I'm a bat.
That's a 5 on an 80.
That is the most distracting thing a bat could do, to be honest.
Yeah, no crap.
He says, "I'm a bat!" And he succeeds, and then he goes, "What do you think about that?"
If I saw a bat flying at me, talking to me like Gilbert Gottfried, I too would be distracted.
Okay.
Oh my god.
It
He
just
did get
slapped the knife out of his hand.
So he was already at 285. So this isn't quite enough to put him down, but I will give you the success that you got on an advantage dice is enough to knock the dagger out of his hand. And you do a little bit of damage.
All right, my bat's feeling pretty good about himself. He's like, I did that. I'm a bat.
Sure are, buddy.
And I just want to let y'all know when I get kicked out of this apartment complex for screaming "I'm a bat" this late at night that loud. This is what happened.
So Tactician, what would you like to follow that up with?
Did we tell him that he's the bats?
Yes, he's simply the best.
He's the best.
I'd like to start my turn by burning 2 action points or 2 hero points. And I'm crossing them off on my sheet as I finish them.
Okay.
Or as I use them. I've added ones in the bottom as well to remove. Okay, so I actually still have 5 action points, 5 hero points left. So I burned 2 for my necromancy, and at the beginning of my turn, it removes the final one so that I'm now fully online for necromancy again. And I would like to attempt to summon another creature, or attempt to necromance another creature. Because that's basically all my raccoon is going to be doing, is just necromancing creatures up out of the grave.
Wonderful.
Let's see.
Give
Okay.
them frightened people lollipops.
Well, we'll see what happens there.
Yeah.
And
so you
it's
summoned
another
something.
coyote. Oh no, I'm sorry, it's a bat. It's a bat. I forgot, it's a bat.
That's a bat.
It's a bat.
So how many bats are there right now? Are there 3?
It also has rabies. There are 3 bats right now. There's one that was attacking Karloff. There's this one.
I'm thinking about like all the studio audience.
Catastrophe's bat.
Blood sprays like foam flying, and then all of a sudden, I'm a bat.
You can tell which one's mine because it doesn't have the foam.
That is true. And so my bat named Fern Gully is going to attack. It's going to attack. Can they? So how many of the minions are left?
Just one, I think.
Just one.
The
Okay, I'd
coyote's
like to
still
send.
up. The coyote
I want to
can
send
still
the
act too.
coyote. I want to send the coyote to attack the last minion.
Okay. 50-50 chance.
That's a hit.
And he does. You know, it's one of those things where like its back is broken, but it just kind of like starts at the knees, and just like the guy trips and falls, and then you're broken but still functioning zombie coyote slowly crawls its way up until it takes his throat out.
Okay, perfect. And then my other bat, it can see the big baddie. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm out of that. Okay, cool. So both of my bats are going to attack him.
Good. Great.
Just gonna roll. That is a miss. That is a hit.
Ooh.
Okay.
You say
That's
that this is
awesome.
a scene with a big bat evil guy?
I don't know.
Well, Fawn caught that
Not
I said big
anymore.
baddie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Fawn caught that I said it. Which I
Nice.
appreciate.
I missed that.
It was tried to just. Boop.
I was
So-
too busy laughing at Fern Gully. I fucking lost it at Fern Gully.
It was Fern Gully that made the hit too. Fern Gully
Oh.
made the hit.
Nice.
Would you say that makes the big baddie Fern Gullible?
Oh my god, yes.
Oh.
I didn't name the other one. I need to name the other bat. Writing down their names.
So yeah, this. I mean,
What does
I
Fern?
mean, I
What does Fern
shouldn't
Gully
say
do?
poor shepherd. It's. Oh, that's right. You still have Fern Gully. Oh my god.
No, Fern Gully's the one that hit. Fern Gully
Okay.
hit. The other bat, which doesn't have a name yet, hasn't hit.
Yeah, between you guys' successful rolls and some initiative manipulation, Shepard never really got much of a chance to do anything, and now you've done enough damage to him that this completely perplexed would-be cult leader just is like staring at his like rabies-covered wound, and you just suddenly see the life kind of go out of him as his body just kind of crumples as if he's just a bag of skin that has been emptied, and just this pile of goo just slumps to the floor. And
Usually, when I empty my bag of skin, I have to pay extra.
and then there's kind of like a weird sense of calm, as if some presence is no longer there. And basically he's got 4 actions in a row. So the villain will just choose to just like evacuate this host and skedaddle. So you guys have successfully run off the Avatar Faster from his broadcast. And granted, there are a few children in the audience that are running and screaming. Just as this is about to happen, like Uncle Creepy comes finally like kicking through the door, like, I'm here, I'm gonna do something.
And then he sees himself chilling out in front of the camera.
Huh.
I was going to use a portal to get the audience out, but now it's all done.
Yeah, no, you can. But yeah, you guys have successfully prevented a live broadcast of some mind-altering nonsense. If you allowed the broadcast to go off, and if the broadcast stayed on air long enough, there is some pretty horrible stuff that could happen for the future of the story. But you did prevent that. So we've only got like a good 30-something people who went insane on Budeo Drive, a few bodies here and there, but for the most part, a good day of heroics done.
Yeah.
Passable heroism.
Passable heroism.
I'm going to see if there's a copy of The Shepherd in, like one of those, like a Master Control VCR sort of
like
deal.
A little tin or whatever.
Yeah, just get rid of that sucker.
You do, and you do. Absolutely.
I'm going to regurgitate Tommy Splicer in front of the one director guy and tell him that he should go edit now because everything's okay.
If ever there was an indication that everything was okay, it was
everything's
exactly
fine.
Yeah.
You're good.
That was the point.
That's it.
Oh, man. You guys have a really bizarre set of powers, but it's a lot of fun.
I'm a bat!
That was awesome. We are closing in on 1. So I'll go in reverse order. Jeff, you got any stuff you want to plug in for us?
Tomorrow night, come to twitch.tv/Zweihander-RPG. Watch myself, Brendan, and Jen as we play more Zweihander. Saturday, I think at like 6 Central, we're playing Cobwebs over on twitch.tv/The Lollygaggers. And Monday, go to Free League Publishing's Twitch channel to watch some more Vesson.
Awesome. Got our good friend Chuck here.
Yeah, what is today? Wednesday, so Thursday, we don't have anything, so go watch Jeff, Jen, and Friendon. Friday, we'll be back on here on Defenders of Cobalt for some 5th edition, our Evil campaign. Saturday, 1 p.m. Central, you can catch a handful of us here as we play some Forbidden Lands over on Free League Publishing. Sunday night, Notorious DMG for some more Shadowrun. And then, yeah, I'll be back. I'll be Monday with Jeff for some Vesson. That's the big thing. Go buy our zine. It's worth buying.
Dan dies.
It's great.
Dan, it's the best 50 cents you could spend.
Best 50 cents ever.
That's science.
Pure science.
Hell yeah.
Same.
Jen, Fran, Dan, Jake.
I think it's mostly been covered by me. I'm with the Defenders, and I'll be in a handful of things that we've got coming up.
Cool.
Same.
I got nothing further to add on my end.
I have so much to add. No.
No. Well, thank you all for staying up a little bit later with us. This was our kind of...
Don't forget the Pludecast.
Yeah, your own thing.
Remember when you do things, Jeremy?
I do things sometimes. I'm a huge comic nerd. Me and a couple buddies from Grim Imperialist have a podcast called The Pludecast. PLEWD. hop on over, listen to some fun nerds talk about comic books. It's a good time. And I hope to see you all again in a couple weeks. Till then, be spectacular to each other and keep gaming.
Goodbye.
Thanks,
Bye.
everybody.
Oh, that's my cue. I have to find the right mouse.
Keep waving.
Keep
waving or they
waving.
shoot.
Oh no.
You
Keep waving
Waving or the literal
That's
page
so
to kill you.
2020.
Goodbye.